Let me see if I can add something to this. What would it be under? Browser source, maybe. No, it's not that. Hold on. Nope. You know what I think I have to do? I probably have to... Because Streamlabs is a little different than OBS. It's probably display, and if we could adjust it for the next one, that's probably what it will be. Yeah, OBS was so much easier. I'm probably just missing just the way they probably do it in Streamlabs. Either way, I'll figure it out later. Oh, we got a couple people in the chat right now. What's up? What's up? Shout out to the chat. What's going on, y'all? Another stream. You're on fire, man. Yeah, bro. I've kind of got accustomed to this streaming life, especially now that I have a computer that it doesn't take a good 15 minutes for it to get everything situated. With this one, I can literally just turn it on, and then within like 30 seconds, I'm good to go. Even less, to be honest. But yeah, I'm actually on fire, literally and figuratively, because it's hot over here in New York today. I don't know why. It just is. Mother Nature's got to make up her mind. But shout out to the people in the chat. Afro Will, audio crisp again. Thank you so much. I am actually waiting for my screen guard to come, so there's not going to be as many pops. So I'm going to try my best to keep those to a minimum. But what's up with y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, TJ just lost his first tooth. Yo, that is awesome, bro. At the same time, it's not, considering my little nephew is growing up, and I don't like it. I don't like it. That boy's going to be 10 before I know it. I can't stand it, man. But that's awesome, dude. Seriously. Hello to you, Oogie Kuga. I was about to say Oogie Boogie. Favorite Sly Cooper game? To be honest, I love all of them. I love all of them equally. I don't really have a favorite. I mean, I know a lot of people did not like the fourth game, but I really enjoy the fourth one. Another stream. Neo's on a roll. What's good, bro? What's up to you, bro? Yeah, this is like... I don't know. I think this is like my 7th stream since I... It's been a while. Let me see. Hold up. This past week, I've done a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done 6 live streams. That's actually more than I've done in a year at times. That's actually hilarious. What's your Shonen Jump manga, Neo GameSpark? What do you mean by that? Thoughts on the beautiful Last of Us 2 state of play? Well, I haven't seen it, and I've elected not to see it considering the game is out in a few weeks, and the less I see about it, the better. I want to go into games like these days. I don't know if I've shown y'all this, I've told y'all this, but these days I'm going into games as blind as possible. Like Cyberpunk 2077, I already know I'm going to get the game, but I haven't seen any footage that wasn't shown like directly in my face, like at a conference or whatever. So if it wasn't at a conference, I haven't seen it. That's how I'm doing it these days, to be honest. Like, I make some exceptions. Like, if there's a game that I haven't seen any footage for, like, let's take Ghost of Tsushima. I did watch the state of play because it was 2 years since we saw any footage. But something like The Last of Us, I've already seen it multiple times throughout the years. So, I'm good, fam. But, yes, let's see. So, we tweeted it. We tweeted it in general, so I'll just share this on Facebook. I like that. He said live quarantine and answer. That's awesome. Damn, I thought she already posted this. Oh, she replied to a comment. Oh. All right. So, For those who are just tuning in for the very first time, I'm not sure. I see a lot of regulars who have been here for the past week or so. Shout out to y'all. Let me get the what's the term? Housekeeping. I'll get the housekeeping out of the way. I just created a Discord for everybody, so check the link down below in the video description to see where we go and do Discord thingies. I'm still new to Discord, so it's a work in progress. I'm working on, overhauling it tremendously, but a lot of people want a Discord, so I just whipped something up real quick. That's going to be where we discuss a lot of things, like if I post a new video, any updates on any games I'm playing, just like general things like that. Make it a nice little community. It's called the Phantom Weirdos, down below in the video description. In fact, actually, let me just pull this up real quick. Hold on. Discord. Oh, I see. This is my background. Of course, y'all already know the vibes. You know the vibes. But this is our Discord server right here, the Phantom Weirdos. We've got a good amount of people in there, but it's just something basic that I created. So we have our welcome section, we have our rules, we have our announcements, things like that. Again, it's in its early days, so I still have to overhaul. But if you are interested in joining, the link is down below. We're gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff there. We're gonna be holding some game nights where if you want to play games with me, it'll be primarily through the Discord because it's the easiest way to get everyone together. And the rules are very simple, y'all. No harassment whatsoever. Basically, don't be a dick to someone, Keep particular topics to the respective channels. Like, we have one that's just the general chat. We have Backlog Brigade to talk about our backlogs here. We have anime and manga to talk about that stuff. And then we have anything spoilers, which is like, if you're playing something that's brand new and you don't want to spoil it for someone, you can post it here, and then we have these little filter things going on where if it's a big spoiler, such as Obi-Wan lost to Darth Vader because Anakin got taller with his legs and depowered him with a high ground, you can have it so it doesn't show up to people. Like something like this, Yoda as Sith. I don't think that should be a spoiler, but hey, this is just the world we live in. But that's all I really have to pimp out. It's nothing too crazy. So we're just gonna go back to this scene right here. Trying to figure out what the difference between the two of these were. One is pulled back and one's not. Oh well. But yeah, that's basically it, y'all. Nothing too crazy to report on. Was there anything else I had to say? Just the usual. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Links down below in the video description. We're still doing. No, we already took care of that, so now we're all good. Now we're all good. So we're just going to get into this. It's a free form, free flow Q&A. So ask me whatever. If it's something that I've already talked about at length, I'm sorry if I just kind of breeze past it, but most people here have been through all the streams, so they know. So I'm just going to try my best to give like the elevator pitch type of answer, in 10 seconds or less. So let's get on with it. So Deadway 213, are you excited for the rumored Batman game? Oh, the rumored Batman game for like the past 10 years? Yo, WB Montreal, they know, and they've been toying with us ever since. Like they know what they're doing. If we don't see something about it at this year's E3, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna give up hope. Thoughts on The Last of Us 2 State of Play? I did not watch it because the game is coming out in just a few weeks. Am I excited for One Punch Man season, Genos versus Gar rematch? I still need to watch the second season of One Punch Man. I started it and I was like, Have I read any Tokyo Ghoul? Nah, not really. I mean, I saw parts of the anime. It was okay, but Do I think they're going to do a 4K 60 FPS version of Last of Us 1 and 2 on the PS5? Sure, why not? I mean, if it's as easy as you putting a PS4 copy of Last of Us Part 1 or 2 in your console and it's just automatically 60 frames because the hardware can scale accordingly, then I'm all for that. It would suck if you had to buy a PS5 specific version to achieve that, What borough are you in? I'm in Brooklyn. I don't live in the city. I live outside the city up north. Let's see. What's up to you, Jabari? Vita Easter egg in The Last of Us 2. Yeah, the Vita Easter egg given more advertising than Sony ever has. What's up, Kenneth? Hope you're doing well. Who is your favorite superhero and why? My favorite superhero is Spider-Man. Y'all know this. I grew up, reading his comics, watching the shows, the movies, things like that. And I just always loved Spider-Man. It's cliche to say, but it was because he was so relatable. I mean, too often we get into reading a lot of these superheroes, how they're so larger than life that it's hard to relate. Like Batman, I don't see how Batman is the most relatable character out there. I know a lot of people say, well, he's just a man who's tormented because his parents died. And I don't want to relate to that. I really don't, you know? But Spider-Man was so cool because he was literally a dude who's just dealing with the struggles of life. You know, nothing ever really goes the way he plans, but he deals with it and he gets back up every single day. And he just had a lot of good stories growing up. So, yeah, Spider-Man, he's the guy for me. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition stream. Yes, I will definitely be streaming the game when it comes out. Or at least I should say when I get it, because, you know, the situation right now with the pandemic, you know, they can't guarantee your orders on release. So right now on my Amazon account, it still says it's arriving by next Tuesday. So again, things could change. I might get it Monday. Who knows? But I'm not holding my breath for getting it on Friday. So yeah, it is what it is. All righty. So Neo, what's better, Persona 4 Golden or Persona 5 Royal? I've answered this numerous times. I love both Persona 4 and Persona 5. They're fantastic. If we're comparing the differences between Golden and Royal, I'm not at the point in Royal where I can really see, yo, all this extra content is really worth it. But from what I have heard from some people, it is. But like I said, the jury for me is still out on that. Neo, I've been seeing hashtag we want a Bleach game on Twitter. What are your thoughts on a Bleach game for consoles? I would love for a proper Bleach game to be on consoles. Something different, something unique. The same thing applies to any other anime. It just sucks because anime is kind of like the lowest common denominator. They're just thinking, yo, we have this license, let's just do whatever and people will buy it. Because that's what people have been conditioned for, you know? That's it. So as much as I would love a Bleach game, at the same time, if it's going to be no different than like everything we've gotten before, I don't see how a Bleach aesthetic would be better, you know? That's part of the reason why I don't even play anime games like I used to, because it's literally a waste of money. You know, it just is. With the exception of what? Fighters and arguably maybe Xenoverse 2. All these anime games are just like, you play them, you're wondering why you bought it, you put it away. That's it. They're not deep at all. Thoughts on the new Dragon Quest Adventure of Dai game? I haven't looked into it, so I can't say. If Capcom made a Marvel vs. Capcom collection, would you buy it? I would buy it for preservation's sake, considering Capcom is not really too good with that with their fighting games that aren't named Street Fighter 2. So I'd buy it just to say, yo, I have a copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that we can run anywhere at any time. You know what I'm saying? What is your opinion on Ruby Rose quitting Batwoman? It was surprising at first, especially because, you know, where else do you see like the lead of a I don't want to say the CW is major, but the lead in a major iconic property leaving after one season, you know, the main character. It was strange. At first I was thinking it was because she had the accident at the end of last summer, where it really almost could have killed her, or at least paralyzed her tremendously. So I was thinking it was that, but apparently it was more than that. It was a lot of conflicts on set. She wasn't happy. They weren't happy. So I guess it makes sense that they both decided to part ways amicably, or at least what we think is amicable, because you never know. These studios, they say one thing and this is what it is, but it's really not, you know, when you find out like 5-10 years later. But yeah, she's obviously going to get recast for the second season. I don't really care too much about the show, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, I was such a fan, I can't wait to see who they cast. You know, it's the typical CW shit, you know? How did you meet King of Lighting? King of Lighting, I actually met through a live stream that Ramyaku Joten was hosting. Y'all might be familiar with the J Room. So this is going back. When did I meet them all? 2013, early 2013 is when he hosted a live stream. He invited me in because we were talking about the whole Goku versus Superman death battle. And then once that was over, we were all just chilling, talking about random stuff. And then after that, we all met up at Sakura Matsuri the following year. They went 2013, but I couldn't go because I had work. And it was just all cool, you know. That's how it is. And then we hang out whenever we get the chance, like at Comic-Con. I met up with him, And yeah, King of Lighting's cool. He's a cool dude. You know, he's one of the OGs of the anime community, and I'm glad that he's still going on, unaltered, unaffected. You know, King of Lighting's great because he's like one of the few that hasn't had like a crazy drama spit about him happen. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like everybody who was involved in the community had some type of crazy shit that went down. But then there's King of Lighting, who's just chilling, minding his business. You know, both him and Giguk. You know, they're great. What else about No, I think that was just the rest of the question. Yeah. So that's how we met. We met through a live stream. What are the top 3 Tales games on PS4? There aren't really any original games on PS4 for Tales outside of just 2, you know? So if I had to rank them, Tales of Zestiria at the bottom, Tales of Vesperia Remastered, number 2, and then Tales of Berseria is number 1. I was so surprised there aren't that many Tales games this generation. Holy shit, I just realized that. Damn, yo, the last new Tales game was like almost 3.5 years ago, y'all. Holy shit. Ugh, my freaking facial hair is itching my nose. Let's see. Favorite Spider-Man cartoon show. It's got to be The Spectacular Spider-Man. I love it. As a beginner into the visual novel genre, what game should I start with? The first Danganronpa or Clannad? I'm honestly going to go with Danganronpa because it's the most accessible. You can play it on like Vita, PS4, PC. Clannad is available, but I don't think it's on as many consoles or platforms, I should say. And I think you'll enjoy Danganronpa a lot more because there's a lot of mystery attached to it. And it has a good sense of pacing. But Clannad is amazing. It's just not for the weak of heart. That story gets very, very... Wow. Are review sites biased towards Nintendo games? We're going deep into this right now. I know someone's gonna like if there was a term for screen cap this video, they're gonna clip the video. Honestly, I will say this though, they grade a lot of Nintendo games on a curve, especially this generation, as we've seen like they've ignored the performances completely for a lot of games. Like games that be running sub HD 20 frames per second, they're like, well, it wasn't enough to change my opinion of the matter. And it's because the Switch is a portable system, so it's like, yeah. But I mean, let's be real about life. Like even the worst Nintendo games that we've seen recently, if that game was on PlayStation, Xbox, they would be cremated. Like it's just like Mario Tennis Aces has like it launched arguably in a weak position. You know, all it had was good gameplay and there really wasn't much other content to it, but people still gave it like what 7s and 8s and all that. Whereas you see them trash PlayStation and Xbox games for much less, you know? So yeah, I think there is definitely a bias towards Nintendo. Like when you factor in the nostalgia factor, that shit is a hell of a drug. It really is. So yeah, but it's not like this secret conspiracy that Nintendo is paying all these reviewers, blah blah blah. If I had to say there's a conspiracy, I say it's the conspiracy of the Nintendo community on YouTube. Like a lot of the people who talk about the Switch, they will not say anything negative at all. And if they do say something negative, they're just going to be like, well, it wasn't the best. It's like, motherfucker, just say the game sucks. Like, come on now. You can say that this element was trash, this was bullshit, but they're not going to say that because they don't want to get their brand ambassadorship, partnership, whatever taken away. That's why I don't like subscribe to that nonsense. Like Nintendo has sent me games before in the past and I've appreciated it, but I don't sit here and I'm not cookie cutter like, oh, this is blah 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 blah. No, I just tell it like it is, because at the end of the day, these games don't go on sale. So how am I gonna look over here just pussyfooting around a topic and you guys are gonna still have to spend $60 on it? You know? So I don't subscribe to that. Which is part of the reason why I get a lot of flack from the Nintendo community. Because I tell it like it is. Did you hear that they are dubbing more episodes of One Piece next month on the 2nd, also June 12th? Yeah, I've noticed One Piece has had like a big resurgence here in the States. Like, first off, the Netflix deal is huge. You know, not only is the series coming to Netflix, but it's also going to be getting a live action, which I don't know if y'all have read the supposed leaked scripts, but it looks pretty decent. We'll have to see how that translates, you know, once they get the actors and all that, because it's different. Something can look good on paper, but then when you see how it's executed, them dubbing more episodes is very good. I haven't really been watching the One Piece dub at all. Like I said, I stopped watching the anime when I was in like the 600s. But the dub, I haven't watched in years. Nothing about the quality. The quality is great, but it was just so much easier for me to watch it on Crunchyroll as opposed to having to wait for them to release the box sets and all that. But them dubbing more episodes is great because I heard it was like 2 years without new content. So, wow. I mean, I was under the assumption that they were still coming out with it. Like, I saw Film Gold in theaters. I didn't get a chance to see the newest one they put out, which I kind of regret. But, yeah, I was so shocked when it's like, new episodes of One Piece after 2 years. I was like, what? Okay. Did I ever beat Dragon Quest 11? I know you made videos talking about it, but was wondering how far you got. I got pretty far into the PlayStation 4 version because I was like, you know what? The Switch version is probably not going to be out for a while. And then they announced the Switch version. I'm just like, damn it. So playing the Switch version, I think I got like about 15, 20 hours, I think, into it. And then I was just like, oh, wow, I'm playing a lot of the stuff that I already played. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break. So it's kind of like, it's my fault for buying the game later than I should have. Thinking, it'll come to the Switch eventually. And then it coming to the Switch, I'm just like, fuck. But I'm going to get it done eventually. That's one of the games that I have to finish this quarantine. Ooh, we have a $4.99 super chat from Gaming Hobbyist. Thank you. Is your PlayStation gamer tag open to the public? Following you? If so, what is it? I want to see what games you platinum. I'm addicted to platinums. Well, yeah, my gamer tag is always open. I don't really publicize it because I'm just like, whatever. But it's Phantom Def 00. I don't go after platinums at all. I'm not really a trophy whore, trophy fiend. I had like a period of time, like 10 years ago, where I was obsessed with trophies, and I got my first platinum, and I wanted more, and then I'm just like, whatever. I don't go after trophies or platinum stuff like that for those who are asking. I just play the game, and if there's a trophy or achievement that I think is doable, like let's just say get 30 headshots with this weapon, blah, 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 I'll go for it, but it's not something that, I live or die by. Okay. Oh, what's up, UG6? Welcome to the chat. Let's see. Chrono Trigger remake. I would love for one, but I don't want it to be like the recent Trials of Mana game. That was kind of mid. Kingdom Hearts and One Piece have always been trash. You're blinded by nostalgia, bro. Man, what you talking about? You talking some spooky stuff, Grant. You ever plan on doing a live reading? A live reading of what? Like a story, like a fanfic, like something. I think that'd be fun, but I'm not too well versed on those things. Ooh, shout out to all the people watching. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? Did you think Disney's gonna ruin Kingdom Hearts with this rumor about it being a series? Ooh, yeah, that's definitely a thing. So for those who are unaware, there were some rumors floating a few months back. It was reported by We Got This Covered that Disney was potentially working on some type of Kingdom Hearts series for Disney Plus. Now, the thing about We Got This Covered is they're literally wrong 98% of the time. But every now and then, one of their stories sticks. And evidently, this is going to be the story. Because a lot of people in the industry who are used to like hearing about the rumblings and saying without saying, because you can't come out and actually say this. They were saying, yeah, this is looking like it's going forward. It's so weird because from what we've gotten, apparently it's going to be a series. It's going to be CG, and it's going to feature the original Disney actors made on Unreal Engine 4, or at least the pilot is going to be made on Unreal Engine 4. So the engine that powered the games, they're going to be using for the series. Now, on the one hand, I'm terrified, but I'm also excited because it is CG. It's not going to be live action, so it's going to be a little less cringe. And I'm excited to see what they do. I mean, guys, we got to be real about life for a second. The Kingdom Hearts series is not well written at all. All the decent storytelling went out the window with Dream Drop Distance. So if they were to tell the story, depending on what they do, I think it could be really interesting. Just doing a Kingdom Hearts series that'll appeal to the masses on Disney Plus, I think is very interesting because it's been its own thing. It's been its own pocket that attracted like the Disney fans and it attracted the Final Fantasy fans. So them putting it on Disney Plus is just like, what in the world? But I'm excited. I'm excited. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Okay. It sucks that the Switch doesn't have trophies. Yeah, it sucks that the Switch doesn't have a lot of things yet. Here we are. Hey, Neo. Hey, Zachary. What's up? Hope you're doing well and keeping yourself safe. I can't wait for Xenoblade on Friday. Are you going to be picking up Borderlands and Bioshock as well? I've gone back and forth about whether or not I wanted to pick up some of the 2K games. Because if I'm being real, like, I don't need to. It's not like I'm really going places. So I don't need to have them portably. But, it's the first Bioshock, man. I love that game so much. I own it on, like, every platform that exists. Dude, it's crazy. So I'm thinking about buying Bioshock 1 at least. Everything else I'm just kind of Like Borderlands, I would only buy that if I wanted to play with friends. But if I'm being real, like those type of games, I would much rather have on a system that can run them at like 60 frames per second and a system that's like easier for me to communicate with friends. You know what I'm saying? Like PlayStation Party Chat, Xbox Party Chat, or on PC or whatever is much easier by comparison to like having to call up a friend and say, hey, get on the Switch. You know what I'm saying? But yes, definitely Xenoblade. Definitely. It took me a year to get far into Dragon Quest XI because the side quests made the game overwhelming. Yeah, you got to be careful about side quests. Just because they're there, it doesn't mean you should, like, your instinct to go and do them doesn't mean you need to, Take them on a quest-by-quest basis. But I understand that completely, Avanti. Thank you for getting into I thank you for getting into Dragon Quest XI Definitive Edition. I'm trying out the demo. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, definitely. I'll try my best to pimp out the games that I do like playing, Have you heard of Citra / used it before? Cannot say that I have. He got that sweet Steam username too. What's up, Gabe? How you doing, bro? Did you play Suikoden? Yes, I did. Suikoden 1, Suikoden 2. Live reading of One More Day so that we can see Neo trash it. Oh my god. Damn, y'all are sadistic. What's your reaction if The World Ends With You gets a sequel? I'd be excited. I really would, considering, the world is so interesting that if they develop the lore, I think we can see some cool stuff. Yeah, so I'll kind of judge it when it comes out, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to see it, but we'll see. Favorite My Hero character? It's got to be All Might. I love All Might. I love everything he stands for. He's just, I'm always in a good mood most of the times, but when I see All Might, I'm always in a better mood, Xbox might buy Sega. What are your thoughts? I don't believe a lot of the rumors that are going on. I know Sega said something along the lines of their announcement will rile up the industry, whatever that means. But again, guys, this is the company that thinks Sonic Forces is a good game. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. If they do end up getting bought, that'll be crazy. But at the same time, imagine it's like Sonic Forces 2 or Sega comes out with Sonic Adventure 3, So I really wouldn't hold my breath as far as that's concerned. If Chrono Trigger had English voice acting, who played the characters? I vote Yuri Lowenthal's Chrono, Laura Bailey as Erica, Linda Beck as Luke. That's actually a really good cast. I wouldn't mind Yuri Lowenthal. I really wouldn't. I know people say, oh my god, his voice is everywhere and I hear it, but he's a great actor, Like he can act, and like I was so skeptical about him voicing Peter Parker, but his Peter Parker is one of my favorite iterations of the character. He's just such a good actor, and that's what's paramount. It's not about the voice sounding 100% different. It's how well they can convey to you that they are that character, But that'd be a good cast. What PC specs are you running? What are my specs? Actually, I can show y'all my specs right over here. Hold on. I know there's a way you can do it in the computer, but I'm not too tech savvy to do that. I'm just gonna go to my machine itself. Damn, I do need a new gaming chair. I saw an ad for I'll show y'all the rig that I bought. No, go away. I don't know why I booted up Internet Edge or whatever it's called. Microsoft Edge. Okay. All right, so here's the machine that I bought. I should have adjusted my hotkeys so I can just go like, but here we go. this is my machine right here, y'all. This is what I'm currently working with right now. It's the PowerSpec G705 gaming computer. It's got a AMD Ryzen 7 2700X, 3.7 gigahertz, so it's 8 cores. AMD Radeon 5700 XT, 8 gigs of GDR6 RAM, 16 gigs of regular DDR4 RAM. It's got a 500 gig SSD, and the motherboard, for those who are interested, is an ASRock B450 Pro 4. And yeah, that's essentially it. This is the machine that I bought. It is a pre-built model. I know a lot of people give shit to pre-built, which a lot of the time in the past they were really crappy, but this is, I believe, Micro Center's home brand, so they just tell you, yeah, these are what the prices are going to be anyway, so they just build it for you, and I decided to go for that. I did make some modifications. I did upgrade the SSD because, 500 gigs is not a lot. I bought myself a terabyte SSD with the NVMe too, so it's like super fast storage. So I put that in my computer, so I have a lot of space now, and I'm going to be swapping out the CPU cooler right here because this is just a regular stock AMD cooler. They're not that great, as everybody knows. So I'll just make sure I get like a what was it? What did I have in my last rig? I had a Corsair Hyper 212 Evo, and that made my PC really quiet for a few years. So yeah, this is my first proper PC in almost a decade, guys, because I got my original rig back in the summer of 2011. At that time, it was like an above mid-range machine. It wasn't high end, it wasn't low end. So I could play a lot of the games on decent settings, get some good frames, but the problem with pre-builts back then was the fact that they weren't really upgradable. So if you really wanted to go, balls to the wall, get a new motherboard or CPU, you had to make sure your a new GPU or CPU, you had to make sure that your motherboard supported it. And if you got to upgrade the motherboard, you got to start looking into some other things too. So yeah, it made more sense for me to just not upgrade it at all, and just leave it as is. But as the years progressed, I found myself using less and less of my computer and just doing more and more stuff on, like, for example, I had the gaming computer and I used to use it for a lot of my editing. But as the times progressed, I was just like, I don't really need to edit too much. So I'll just do raw takes with the webcam. And, that's how it was for a while. And I did all my gaming on my consoles, like on the PlayStation 4. So I didn't really need to have a great gaming computer. And then I got a MacBook a few years later. And that was what I used to do a lot of editing and just regular computation, all that stuff. So the need for me to have like a proper souped up gaming machine kind of dwindled, and that's why I put it off for so many years. I remember I was going to upgrade my machine when The Witcher 3 came out, and then I just didn't. I think around that time I was saving up for a new car, and I was like, I'll get a gaming PC later. So I didn't end up doing that. I got the Witcher 3 on PS4 after the fact, and yeah. So you're asking why I bought this computer now, if I'm, still going to be doing a lot of gaming on consoles. Honestly, I felt like it was about time for me to get some type of a rig, and I wanted to make sure that rig would last me for the next couple years. So the rig, I wanted to make sure, first off, it could play any games that I want, and I could stream and do a lot of multitasking, things like that easily. And I asked around for some people for recommendations. My boy on Twitter sent me this one, and I ran it by a few people, and they're just like, yeah, you're good. So yeah, that's my PC. Let's see. Have you played Persona 3? Yes, I have. Favorite live action Spider-Man. Oh, hold on, wait. Where did all these questions go? Oh, here they are. Favorite live action Spider-Man actor and why? My favorite Spider-Man actor is going to be Andrew Garfield. I loved Andrew Garfield because of his portrayal of Peter Parker and, of course, Spider-Man. I don't think his Spider-Man has really been topped at all. He's got the quirks, he's got the charisma, he's got everything about him. But his portrayal of Peter Parker, I liked a lot because it showcased him being like the frustrated teenager at the time. Tobey Maguire was literally just moping around 24/7. It's like, oh, like that type of shit. Whereas Andrew Garfield showed off like the complexities of Peter's character, a teenager who's just struggling to figure out where his place is in this world, dealing with these incredible powers, and then him not being able to express his emotions about those powers to other people. So I just loved a lot of things about Andrew Garfield as an actor. I mean, I still do love Tom Holland a lot, but I just feel like they put him on training wheels for the majority of his tenure. That kind of got old after the first movie, and now that we're starting to see that, oh yeah, maybe he's gonna become better. We don't know. All right, Persona 5 or Xenoblade? If we're talking about Persona 5 versus the first Xenoblade, I don't really like comparing two JRPGs of like completely different genres like that. You know, if we're talking based off of personal enjoyment, that'll be subjective because they both hit a lot of the criteria. It's not like it's Persona 5 versus Final Fantasy 15. Well, yes, they are two different genres, but fundamentally, Persona 5 is a much more well-crafted, well-rounded experience that gives development to characters versus Final Fantasy 15 does not. So you can't go wrong with either. If you were my trainer, how much weight would I need to lose before I could shamelessly flirt with you? You're on every stream. I can't. This shit is too funny, though. But I appreciate the compliment. Will you ever play the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC? Like I said, unless somebody donates for me to play it, I have no inkling whatsoever to check it out, you know? Highly recommend XCOM 2. Yes. I still have not played the second XCOM game. I did play the first one, and I loved it. I loved the DLC. It was amazing. But the second one, I just didn't. I think I might get it on the Switch, but honestly, I'd rather play it on my PC, so... What version of The Last of Us Part 2 are you getting? The standard or the collector's edition? I'm getting just the standard. You know? I don't really... Like, first off, I don't have the space to support a lot of collector's editions like that, especially the ones that come with the jumbo statues. So if it's something like Persona 5 Royal, like this right here, this is not too out of the ordinary. You know, I could put this anywhere and it's fine, you know? Whereas all the other stuff that has like figures and shit like that, I'd have to have shelves upon shelves. And if I'm just being 100% honest with y'all, I'm not that interested in The Last of Us 2 to really go out there and buy like a crazy special edition, you know? Like there's only certain games where I will go all out, you know? Like, especially I wouldn't go when I spend, like, I know with the Final Fantasy and the Kingdom Hearts and all that, they come out with like $200, $300 sets, but to me, it's just like, give me a steelbook and I'll be okay, you know? Of course, there are some exceptions, you know, like Yakuza, I'll always buy a special edition for because you don't see something like that happen often for Yakuza. So I bought the Yakuza 6 special edition, and that one right there came with two rocks glasses with the insignia on it, which was really dope, and a couple of other things too. Neo, did you watch the Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Yes, I did, and I thought it was a fun little movie. It was nice. It definitely wasn't as bad as I thought it would be going into it, which I'm glad about. But at the same time, it wasn't a movie that would really stick with me and be very memorable. You know what I'm saying? It was a fine, serviceable movie. I'm very excited to see where the sequel will go if they do end up doing it, because I think now that the director has proven himself, we can finally get a Sonic movie that's more like Sonic and less fish out of water, you know? You shouldn't get games you probably aren't going to buy. Well, you see, that's the nature of things. That really is. That really is, man. You know, it's just how it is sometimes. Like, there's just some games that, you know, you're not going to play it much, but you still want it, you know? I've definitely gotten better with that over the past 2 years. Definitely gotten a lot better. Sometimes I'd be buying games because I got them at, like, such a good deal I couldn't pass them up. But now I'm just buying games. First off, I rarely buy games at full price. The only games I will buy at full price are games I'm really looking forward to. So, Persona 5 Royal, bought at full price. Animal Crossing, bought at full price. Obviously, with Nintendo games, they are going to be full price by default. But those are the type of games that I would buy at full price. Other things I can wait on, like Resident Evil 3 Remake, you know, $60. And honestly, not even just that. Most Capcom games go down in price very quickly. Very quickly. I'm talking within the first couple of weeks, you can see them on sale for 10, 15, sometimes $20 less. So even if I'm looking forward to it, like if I was looking forward to the Resident Evil 2 remake, right? I probably would have waited a few weeks, finished a couple of games, and it'd be on sale for $40, you know? BioShock Infinite could have been great. I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's a fine game. It's serviceable, but it's definitely not what we pictured when we saw that gameplay video from like what 2011, something like that. That game looked a lot more ambitious than what we got with Infinite, which had great shooting mechanics, but it was just wave after wave after wave after wave, you know? Neo, what are your thoughts on people who want to play video games for perfection? What do you mean by that? What's the context behind that? What are your thoughts on people who want to play games for perfection? I need you to expand on that. Hey, what's up, video game lover? How do you feel about the new Demon Soul Slayer game? I'm confused. What does that mean? You mean a Demon Slayer video game? It looks pretty. I need to see some more gameplay of it in action, though. Thoughts on anime fan service? Are we talking about the gratuitous, how they have like a lot of tits and ass and shit like that? I'm honestly not a fan of it. If I'm being real, like when I was younger, I was like, ooh, look, it's so naughty. But as a whole, it feels weird. It feels weird just seeing all that stuff, all the ecchi and everything. Like, I know some people like it, to each their own, but me, myself, and I'd rather have great stories attached to it than just get, like, even in like comedic slice of life series, when I see ecchi in there, I'm just like, yo, that's so, it's not tasteful, you know what I'm saying? If it serves a purpose, cool, but gratuitous stuff, it's mad corny to me. Favorite Hunter x Hunter arc? I like To the Chimera Ant arc a lot. It's a very fucked up arc, but yeah. Am I going to continue the Final Fantasy 15 DLC? Yes, I am. It's just on hold at the moment because I need to get myself a new capture card for this computer, because my old one right here doesn't fit. So I need to go invest and get a new one. I mean, I technically could do it, but it's going to be on Mixer, because Xbox streams to Mixer and only Mixer. So, I mean, technically I could. I would just have to ask the people if they're willing to bear with me to have it streamed to Mixer. Which I just remembered. Yeah, so Grant, if you're watching, I can do that starting Friday if you want me to stream Banjo. But it's going to be on Mixer. So I don't know if you want to deal with that platform. We're going to be like the one of 3 people using Mixer. It's going to be Ninja on Mixer, Kid Smooth, and then myself. All 3 of us. Thoughts on Dragon Ball Super? It's got some good qualities to it, but as a whole, yeah. Do you know K-pop? Yes, I do know K-pop. My sister got into K-pop about well, it was like a rabbit hole. So we got into J-pop through watching a lot of anime in the early 2000s. And then she kind of saw that a lot of people who did J-pop, some of them came from Korea, and they were like bilingual, so they were big influences in Japan and Korea too. One of the first people that I actually knew was K-pop. K-pop was TVXQ, Dongbang Shinki, DBSK. And I listened to them, and then, you know, basically whatever my sister was pimping out as like new hot shit or whatever, I learned about it in passing. So DBSK, Super Junior, a bunch of other stuff, like there was Morning Musume from way back when. I think HOT was a group too from way back when. Of course, SNSD, BTS. Everybody knows about BTS now. But even some other people like Ailey. I love listening to Ailey. She's dope. Let's see, who else? There was FX. There was EXO. Who else, man? There's a lot. There's a lot that I just listen to. Like, I don't listen to them religiously, but I listen to like a couple of their hits that I think are dope. So yeah, I'm a fan of K-pop, but it's not like I listen to everyone's discography, you know? Let's see. Y'all ready for the 20 games releasing on Switch this Friday? Yo, it's crazy, man. They got Xenoblade, all the 2K games. It's out of control. Hey, take it easy, Sonica. What's your workout regimen, and how long did it take to see results? Well, my current workout regimen is literally do what you can with a 25-pound dumbbell and some resistance bands. That's what it is. So I don't really have a regimen right now. I just kind of do what I can, feel the burn, and that's it. But in general, how long it takes to see results? Well, it depends. Okay, first things first, I want to get this out there right now. If you are going about doing this stuff naturally, you got to realize that this is going to take years to start seeing like your entire frame and your full figure basically to be what you want it to be. because when you're doing this naturally, you got to deal with your body and adaptation. You got to realize that your body is not, your body will stay fat if it wants to, if it feels comfortable and it's optimal for survival. If you want to lose weight, you have to challenge your body. And that means, putting yourself in a caloric deficit, exercising constantly, things like that. So it depends on that in addition to where you're starting from. If you're someone who weighs like 500 pounds, it's going to take a while for you to start noticing you losing weight because you have a lot of stuff to shed. If you're skinnier and you're trying to bulk up, it'll start being a little more visible quicker. But as a whole, it just comes down to how consistent you are and how much you're willing to put into it. So for me to start seeing some results, since I was a little like chunkier years ago, I know it doesn't look it, but I was more chunkier back in 2014, which is when I started. It took me, I would say, about 30 days to start seeing some weight loss results. Like, I'm losing a couple pounds, and that's obviously because I'm losing water weight in addition to it's just so much easier once your body has not been exposed to something. It's like if you start eating clean and working out, even just moderately, your body's going to take notice and it's going to be like, whoa, but realistically, to start seeing like muscle definition, things like that, it's going to take months. Like your first year, you're going to be making some crazy gains. You're going to be making the most amount of gains you have. But in the year subsequent, it's going to be less and less. You're going to be putting on maybe 2 pounds of muscle a year, 3 pounds if you're lucky, things like that. And it's also going to become harder to lose weight the more and more you diet because your body is just like, no, I don't want to do this. So realistically, I'd say you can make, depending on where you start, you can make a good transformation in about a year's time. And that depends on, like I said, a lot of factors. If you're a skinny guy trying to bulk up, a year of consistent training, consistent eating, you'll notice it a lot quicker than someone who's 500 pounds losing weight. But if that person who's losing 500 pounds, if he's consistent with it, he can start seeing results in like 6 months. He can probably lose like 80 pounds or something like that. So it all depends. There's no real right or wrong answer to it. It just comes down to consistency. And there's a whole discussion I can get into about not comparing yourself to other people, which I'll probably do later. But yeah, that's the general gist. Are you going to do more live streams now because of boredom? I think I'm just going to do more live streams now because I haven't done them in forever. Like I have never really been consistent with live streams. I would do them maybe once a month, once every other month, things like that. Y'all know how it was. But I think it's cool during this quarantine, since we all have a lot of free time, that we can do something like this. So I want to take advantage of it. You ever watch Initial D? Yes. Hey, what's up, Jason? Yeah, Micro Center is the wave. If you guys definitely have one near you, or if it's within like a 30-minute driving distance, I definitely recommend going there. They're heaven for people who are into tech stuff, With Detective Conan coming back with a new dub, do you think other anime with incomplete dub can get a second win with a new one? For example, Sergeant Frog. I would love for that to happen, but at the same time, you kind of have to quantify things. Like with Discotheque, for example, they're not going out there and paying for a brand new dub. They're just taking something that existed already and putting it out on home media. That's very different than Funimation coming out there and dubbing more D. Gray Man or something like that. It's very different. I, for one, would love for them to do that, but that's more of a production side of things, and they're not really doing that. Discotheque is more of a company that releases a lot. They rescue a lot of titles. So I would love for them to do at least the Case Closed movies, but unless a company like Bang Zoom is committed to it, then yeah. I was playing Arkham Knight, but had to put it on hold for this Neo stream. Hard decisions. Oh, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And if it's Arkham Knight we're talking about, it's not like there's a payoff in the end. Whoops. Yo, seeing your pickups these past few years on Facebook have got me salty. Totally envious of your collection and the deals you're able to find. Well, like I said, man, my collection is literally just me finding deals for things. Like, of course, I'll post like the new things I get, like Persona 5 Special Edition, but everything else I've gotten on discount, on sale, part of a bundle, things like that. And it's not hard at all. You just have to really be a savvy shopper, Like, even this PC I got was on sale for like $200 off. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be able to, first off, budget. You got to make sure you pay all your bills. Like, there's never a situation where I forgo paying a bill just to buy something. I don't do that, And if I have a general rule of thumb, if I cannot afford to buy at least 2 of that particular thing, then I don't need it, So with this Persona Special Edition in the back, that's like $80. I gotta know that I have another $80 in the back if I wanted to buy a second one. And if I don't buy it. I think the stock cooler for Ryzen is pretty decent. I'm still using stock cooler and I got low temps. Oh, it's pretty cool, Gabe. But I'm just like, I'm so used to having that nice Corsair one. Have I played Phantasy Star games or like it? I've played, like, I've had my spurts where I go in and out, but the new Phantasy Star Online, I just dropped on PC. I got people playing it. I'm interested, but there's just too many games to play. Were you a fan of Team 4-Star DBZ? And if you were, what's your take on how the series ended? Well, I was a fan of it in the very early days. I liked it a lot, but as time progressed, I just didn't like the episodes as much. And I didn't think humor was as great. The way it ended, I know they just ended it like that. I didn't see it, but I guess people move on, and if it becomes too hard to produce the show, because everyone there was working on other things, so I don't know if it was just everyone was busy or what. Hey Neo, when is the drinking stream, if that's ever gonna happen? Oh, that's a good question. Honestly, when we start playing Jump Force. PC for the win. Yeah, this PC is dope. I love it. Wow, I totally agree about that with Andrew. It isn't a popular opinion within the fandom. Yeah, it's true, man. A lot of people don't like it because they don't like the movies and they just think Andrew Garfield was too cool. I'm like, y'all think people who skateboard are too cool, then you live a very sheltered life, because every single person I know who skateboarded had some level of like insecurities, or they were damaged or things like that. It didn't mean they were just like, hey bro, I'm a skater. No, that's just a stereotype you see on TV, man. Imagine buying the Titanfall Special Edition. Jesus Christ. Imagine buying a Ghost Recon Breakpoint Special Edition. You see that The World Ends With You Anime Expo artwork? I did. Do you think they would remake a past Persona game like 2 or 1? I would love for them to do that, but Atlas is so weird, They'd rather work on spin-offs of newer games and do stuff like that, or port old stuff. They won't even port some old stuff. Am I getting the Yakuza spin-off? Are you referring to Yakuza 7? Yeah, I'll pick it up. Favorite Persona game and why? I get this question asked every single stream. I just need to do a proper video, but my favorite Persona game is Persona 4 Golden. But that doesn't mean I think it's the best Persona game. I think the best story is Persona 2, and Persona 5 is the best overall Persona game. And the one to recommend to a lot of newcomers, because it's out on PS4 and everybody can play because everyone has a PS4 for the most part. But it's weird because when you start getting to the favorites, a lot of people assume that, oh, that means you hate every other game in the series. No, it just means you have personal preferences. I think every Persona game that I've played is amazing. Like Persona 3, just because I don't include it in one of the categories doesn't mean I think it's not an amazing game. It doesn't disqualify it. Because that game has like one of the most impactful endings. DMC5's price went down quick. Yeah, it did. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these Capcom games go down in price quick, so you don't necessarily need to buy them out at launch. I bought it at launch because, first off, it's Devil May Cry 5. We've been waiting for that game since 2008. Yeah, don't buy Ubisoft titles day one. Don't do that. Do not buy Ubisoft titles. Even if you're looking forward to it, don't buy it day one. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's see. Completionist. No, I'm not a completionist. I'll just complete the story. And if there's a couple of missions that I like if it's an open world game, I'll do that. But as a whole, I don't 100% games like that. I just don't have the time. There's too many other games to play. Yo, when we playing zombies, by the way, which zombies? There's a lot of games with zombies. There's Call of Duty zombies. There's Left 4 Dead zombies. There's Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare zombies. Have I played Persona 1 on the Vita? No, I have not. On the Vita, I only have Persona 2, 3, and 4. Which is literally all the Persona games they have on there except 1. Any thoughts on the new Cyberpunk game? Expectations for the June gameplay? Super excited. I'm very excited for it, but I am not going to be watching that gameplay at all because it's CD Projekt Red. they're an amazing developer. So I'm just going to go in blind, and the less I know about it, the better. Because one thing I've noticed in the past couple of years is that like in the the audacity of hype, everybody just wants to like see everything and know everything and just absorb it all. And then when they get the game, they complain that, oh wow, it really wasn't anything interesting. I already saw all the stuff in the trailers and this, that, and the third. It's like, because you want to be living with the developers to know everything about it. I would much rather them show us a little bit here, show us a little bit there, give us just enough, and then we go out and buy the game. But when they're doing like all these things where we have to see new gameplay every month and just like for me, Devil May Cry 5, all I needed was like that initial trailer and then just to see respective gameplay of some of the characters. I didn't need a crazy story trailer. I didn't need any of that. So yeah, with Cyberpunk, all I saw was the debut gameplay at E3, and that was it. I'm like, yep, gonna be getting this game. The overdone fan service is why I can't get into Senran Kagura. Yeah, honestly, fan service is too much, man. To me, it starts becoming really cringy. Very cringy. It's just like, dude, come on now. Why does Nintendo never drop the price of their games anyway? Well, there's two reasons. Do you want the actual reason, or do you want the reason that everybody knows but no one's going to say it? Right? So the actual reason they don't drop their prices is because the games are still selling at full price. Period. Point blank. That's it. Because of the fact that these games are selling year after year after year at full price, from a business standpoint, why would a company ever lower it? It's like Apple. Apple products rarely go on sale. If an Apple product goes on sale for 15% off, it's considered, oh my God, crazy. That product must not have done well. That's it. Now, there's the other reason, which none of us know for certain, but it comes down to Nintendo, and they have this quality about themselves. Well, if we reduce the price of our games below such and such, that means they don't hold their value. And honestly, it's a mindset that has permeated the community. A lot of people think that if a game goes on sale, it must mean it's bad. And it's so funny. It's like, dude, every single game goes on sale, whether they are AAA, indie, whether they're the best game of all time, game of the year, or they're just mediocre. You know, Nintendo games are not excluded for that. Breath of the Wild is still going to be amazing at a $60 price point, or if it went on sale for $30 or $15 or $5. But a lot of people in the community have conditioned themselves to think, you know, I might as well buy it because it's never going to go on sale, which is why a lot of these games still sell. You know, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the top selling Switch game. That was a Wii U port they released at $60. It's a great game, mind you. But they could release that port at $60 and people will still buy it. That's the reason why, you know? Oh, Mohammed with the 22 Norwegian Krona super chat. Thank you for that. How you doing today, bro? I'm doing swell, man. Good to see you. Thank you for the support. Okay, so Gamer Blast. What I mean by perfection is they have to be real perfect at the game. No deaths, no hits, no missing. Something you see in speed runs and no death runs. Well, if you're doing it to prep for a speed run or things like that, like a pre and post challenge you put on yourself, like people will play a game and they want to make sure like, oh, like I'm only doing level 1. I'm not using like Kingdom Hearts, for example, level 1 playthrough, only Kingdom Key, things like that. I think it would be really cool, but when they're going out there and making that their whole identity, like I can't play this game if I don't do this and that. You see that a lot in the trophy hunting community too. People are like, oh, I don't want to play this game because I know the trophies are impossible, so I won't play it on my main profile. Like they will legit play games on alternate profiles so they can experience the game but not have its impossible trophies be on their list. I just think that's when you take things way too far. Like, dude, it's just video games. Move on. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a perfect gamer by any means. Memes by any means. I don't subscribe to that at all. I play games, and if I suck at them, I get better while playing the games. Like I play Gears of War on hardcore. You know, I died a few times, and that's perfectly fine. Like people are just like, oh, if you're not perfect or excellent at this, then blah blah blah. Like, come on, y'all. Nobody's perfect like that. Like even the amount of people in the FGC. You know, they weren't perfect when they first started, you know, and they're constantly improving time in and time out, you know. Okay. It's bullcrap how I cannot click on and visit channel option with the channel box during YouTube live stream. That bullshit. Oh, is that like a glitch or something? I'm not sure. Interspecies reviewers come to mind when you talk about fan service. Oh, Lord. Yeah, they have not added YouTube streaming and Twitch streaming to Xbox. It's because Microsoft is an entity and they have a platform they want to push. So they want to push Mixer. And hold on, who's no? They are an hold on one second. People blowing up my DMs. I'll respond to that stuff later. Y'all are my attention right now. Microsoft has a platform they want to push, so of course they don't want their competition on there. But like they did with PC and how their games are going to Steam, I think eventually when they realize, yo, this shit ain't working out, they're probably gonna have YouTube and Twitch on their consoles. Because it's just like, dude, nobody wants to use Mixer. I care more about the characters and storytelling than anything else. I don't mind fan service to an extent, but a lot of time it's forced. Yeah, it's forced. It is. Like something like Tenchi Muyo, which is like an old school harem. It had fan service in it, but it wasn't like always in your face. You know what I'm saying? Whereas all these shows now, that's what they're doing to sell. They want to sell these big booby figures and these body pillows and all that. And I just, ugh. Boss Man Neo streaming again. Haha, that's right, randomness. Good to see you. Thoughts on the Chapter Black Saga of Yu Yu Hakusho? I liked it. I liked it. I know a lot of people said it's like one of the weaker ones, but I think it was cool. It was different. You know, you had a disavowed former spirit detective. So that was an interesting contrast. Showed that the demon world wasn't as sacred as folks realized. But the one thing I love about Takashi is that he never painted that picture from the beginning, you know? Thoughts on the Pony Commissioner? Oh, you mean Jack Move Man, the guru of Giddy Up. But you can also call me your Pony Commissioner. Shout out to Jack Move Man. That's the homie. Nintendo never dropped the price of their games because they're quite simple. They don't have to. Exactly. Like Sony and Microsoft, their games could sell and they'll still drop the price. But Nintendo doesn't. So it's literally a case of here's what one person is doing and then here's another. That's it. Why is Square Enix bad at optimizing the games for the Switch? They did it with Dragon Quest Builders 2 and Trials of Mana. I have no idea. I've heard that complaint a lot. I have no idea. Maybe they just don't care. They did fine with Octopath. Octopath ran okay. And so did Dragon Quest. Hey, Dad, when are we doing a group stream from ESO? As soon as I get it downloaded, Gabe. Do I like the Sonic franchise more than the Mega Man franchise? Do you like both equally? I like Mega Man a lot more. I feel like Mega Man has had more consistently good games than bad. Mega Man just went on a hiatus for a while where they didn't give us any games, whereas Sonic was still around, but they kept giving us the worst games possible. But I think they're both good. You know, I don't think Sonic has produced like a game to bring it back to its heyday. And if I'm being real, like I said, Generations was the last good Sonic game from Sonic Team. You had Sonic Mania, which was awesome, but again, that's because fans made it. You know, so it's like technically speaking, Sonic hasn't put out an objectively great game in about 10 years. Favorite leg workouts? Let's see. So I've been doing a lot of hamstring stuff recently because I've been trying to build my deadlift. And I do love just any type of variations of like anything involving hamstrings stuff. So like Romanian deadlifts, whether it's like a barbell or a dumbbell. Glute ham raises. I've gotten into a lot of things that I used to, like I did, but not really growing up. Like, well, growing up, I mean when I started lifting. So I've made lunges more of a priority, and they freaking suck, but they're amazing for you. You got to do them properly, though, or else you'll fuck up your knees. But at the same time, nothing can really beat a squat, whether it's, you know, standard barbell squat, front squat, you know, variations that exist. So, yeah, when you build legs, it's not as crazy as a lot of people realize. You got to do like 70 different isolation movements and blah, blah, blah. Now you just squat heavy, work on your hamstrings, and train the calves. That's basically it. You can build some decent legs that way. You don't need to do like 8,000-pound leg presses and all this like glute kickbacks and all this crazy shit people be doing on Instagram. You don't need to do any of that. Just the basics. The basics are the basics for a reason because they build mass. Everything else is just icing on the cake. Oh, Muhammad with the 22 Norwegian Krona super chats. Thank you. Favorite reviewer slash gaming journalist. Ah, okay. So when we're getting into reviewing, it's kind of weird because I have a lot of different reviewers in my feed for different reasons. You know, like there are some people I go for more of like the analytical like deep dives, like video essays, if you will. But unlike all these other people who do like these random video essays to get people to hate something years later, you know the type. You know the type. Those type of people. I follow a lot of people who just talk like you and me, you know? Like one of my favorite reviewers is MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, because of the fact that he speaks about tech like a normal person does. He just talks like this, very conversationalist. He doesn't overwhelm you with so many specs like a lot of these people do. And it's just like, bro, have you ever talked to a human being before? That type of thing. So I love MKBHD a lot. In addition to that, Linus Tech Tips, because Linus is literally, he'll talk to you with a lot of like charisma and charm and things like that, but also you can tell he's very knowledgeable about everything. So in like the tech community, I love both of them in addition to like a lot of other people. But other than that, let's see. Jeremy Johns is like my personal favorite film reviewer because he's not really a film reviewer. He never really calls himself like a critic. He's just a dude who's like, hey, I watched this movie. Let's talk about it. So Jeremy Johns is one of my favorites. As well as, this is kind of controversial, but I love Dunkey. I love his reviews. I love his reviews so much. They're so funny because of the way people take them out of context and they assume that literally that's exactly what he thinks about the game to that little minute iota. It's just so funny. It's just so funny to see people surrounding the discourse around Dunkey. But yeah, those are just a couple of people that I really do like watching. Gaming journalists, really don't have too many because if I'm being honest, a lot of gaming journalists these days are not journalists. They aren't. They're just people who run blogs. That's it. They don't have any type of journalistic integrities. But if I had to pick one person, it's definitely going to be Jason Schreier. I know it's again, controversial to say that because of his political views and he bans people. But if you look at what Jason Schreier does, he is a legit journalist. Like he does do those, deep dive stories that he works on for months and he breaks a lot of things like that stuff. I don't need somebody to come up here and write a fluff piece about why this new Madden is going to be the best Madden of all time and just paid off by these companies. I don't need that. I really don't. If I wanted to sit here and listen to corporate dribble, blah, 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 I would go there and I would watch anyone who does an interview with like a tech giant, on YouTube, like that type of stuff. Or someone whose video is sponsored by Microsoft or some shit like that. So yeah, like that's just basically it. Every now and then I'll come across a writer who I think is cool. But as a whole, I'm just, I stick with the people who I have read or watched throughout the years. But yeah, there's just so many other people that I just watch for like random things that aren't even necessarily reviewers. Like, he doesn't do as many videos anymore, unfortunately, but Main Event TV, aka Me TV, we go way back to the early days of the Devil May Cry reboot situation. So he's really dope, but he's not really a reviewer. I just listen to him because I love to hear just the way he talks about things, because he doesn't really have a filter like that. But he's a person who doesn't have a filter who's not using it as an excuse to justify when they say outlandish stuff. Like people say, oh, I'm just saying this because, I don't have a filter and I'm real, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, there's just a few people. You ever played Outlast? I played the first game. Really loved it. It was nice. It scared the crap out of me sometimes. I didn't get a chance to play the sequel, though. I heard it wasn't that great. If Disney does a live-action remake of Hunchback or Notre Dame, whatever, how likely would it be rated PG-13? I should hope so, because even the original animated movie was extremely dark, especially for a Disney kids movie. Like, I know, yeah, Aladdin, Simba's father died, and his uncle was trying to kill him. I know that, but Hunchback was just a different thing entirely, because those were actual humans. It wasn't like this crazy magic story or whatever, Have I watched Steins Gate? Binge watched the whole thing in 2 days. Amazing. Yes, fear no hate. Steins Gate is one of my top series. It is so good. So freaking good. And surprisingly deep, too. Like that's one of my favorite performances by J. Michael Tatum. J. Michael Tatum is just one of my all-time favorite actors. Not only just from an acting standpoint, but just in general from a creative standpoint, because he was, I think, the lead writer on that show. So he just did like a very, very deep dive into it. Hey, what's up, Yatogami? Did I enjoy the latest God of War that came out? Yes, I did. It's actually my favorite PS4 game this generation. Oh, D Gray Man talk? That's nice. I usually only buy games if I can get them at deals now. There's just so much competition now in terms of businesses, promos, and deals. If I don't get it now, I'll eventually get a lower price. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like there's definitely a case of like the fear of missing out that comes with being a gamer or whatever. But like I said, y'all, unless it's one of your high profile releases of the year, which we all have, there's just some games that like ironically, I skipped the last GTA when it came out because I was playing too many other games. But if it's like a Rockstar game, I'm usually getting that day one. I got Red Dead Redemption 2 day one. Got Red Dead Redemption, got all those other games. But if it's something that is like personally to me, I can miss out on. Like, I'm not buying Hyrule Warriors day one. That's just not my kind of game. Will I get it when it's $20? Sure. Has it dropped down to $20? No, it's around the $30 range. I'm just waiting for it to hit 20 because I do like Legend of Zelda, so I think it'll be a cool game. And I've heard it's actually one of the better Musou titles. Have you checked your temps at all since up and running? No, I haven't. I should actually do that, Gabe. What new game coming out soon are you really excited for? Well, I wouldn't say really excited for, but Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima looks great, and then Cyberpunk. I don't really get too excited about games like that anymore until the game's like 2 weeks out. Because there's a potential for it to get delayed, And then my hype is just like, oh, no. So, those are just a few. Have you played all the routes in Fire Emblem? I actually haven't. I played Edelgard's route, Black Eagles. I'm working on Blue Lions right now. My goal is to finish all 3 routes by the end of the year, in addition to playing all the other stuff. They didn't want to continue on to the Boo Saga because the way the Cell Saga ended for them felt better and meaningful. Well, there you go. See, a creative reason. Is your family religious? Not really. At least not in the context of like, oh, this is a Christian household or it's overtly like whatever your respective religion is. No. My parents basically gave us free reign to craft our own identities as far as that's concerned. Like my mom is Muslim, but she doesn't enforce her beliefs on us whatsoever. My dad is Christian, and so it was kind of like it's so weird because they're the antithesis of each other, but we grew up in a household where both parents respected each other's beliefs. And my dad, we celebrated Christmas here, but at the same time we also celebrate Ramadan and Eid and everything. So yeah, that's basically what it is. But as far as like my identity is concerned, I guess I fall more in line with like the Christian faith, but I don't like saying I'm such and such because I don't practice it. I don't like read the Bible or do any of that stuff. So I can't really sit here and call myself a Christian. I have Christian leanings, but it's not like I'm going to be out there and be like, oh, well, the Bible says this or whatever, But it's weird. I do like a lot of things in general that can be considered religious. Like I fast just too fast. Like I do a lot of fasting, and a lot of people are like, oh, so you're doing that for Ramadan? I said, no, I just do this year round. I like fasting. It's just good for the body. Micro Center is great. Yes, it is. But so is this microphone. God, it's so hot here, guys. It's so hot in New York today. How do you feel about Sony only releasing a little information about the PS5? I'm fine with it. I really am. I don't think it's as big a deal as a lot of people think because, like I said, the console is going to be out in a few months. The way Sony has marketed the system is very similar to the PS4. Like the PS4 was unveiled in February. We got news about it. Then they didn't talk about it until E3. Very similar to what it is now, where they talked about text of the PS5. We didn't hear anything about it until E3. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. But the reason why they're comparing it is because Microsoft showed off the console like a year before it came out. And it's just, why do you need to do that? And if you look at the social media, Microsoft has been pimping out information about the Series X for almost a year. Sony comes out there with the logo for the PS5, breaks the internet. The DualSense controller breaks the internet. They don't need to. Realistically, guys, nobody cares about all this information. Nobody. We're the minority of people. Only we obsess about all these tech specs, things like that. The general consumer, they just want to see the system, when it's coming out, how much it's going to be. That's it. That's literally it. That's why I don't worry about that stuff. Like, so if Microsoft did the exact same thing, I'm fine with it. Like, why do I need to know everything about a system coming out a year in advance? What the fuck? Oh, we got a $10 super chat from the homie Grant. I don't know why the alert box isn't popping up. But his super chat is, let's see. All right. Check out RPG Bugs Fable. It's an indie classic Paper Mario like spiritual remake released tomorrow. Looks super dope. Watch the 50-second trailer. Yeah, I think somebody posted that on Twitter. I think I retweeted that. It does look kind of nice. And we have a $4.99 super chat from Trevon Beckford. Which arc has touched you the most in Yu Hakusho? Why is it your favorite anime of all time? So, as far as like my favorite arc in Yu Hakusho, it's going to be the Dark Tournament arc. I love it. I love it so much because we got a lot of development for the cast, which I really did love. We finally got to see Kuwabara really fight, which was dope because, you know, it's always one thing when you have like the main protagonist, but you don't really see like his friends get a lot of development attention. I love that about the Dark Tournament arc. We got to see Kuwabara shine, and we got to see what would happen if a potential main character did end up dying and how the people would react to it. So I loved it. I love the story with Toguro and everything about it. And we just got to see a lot of interesting characters there. Why is it my favorite anime of all time? I would say it's because, honestly, the character of Yusuke, like, he's not really someone who, you know, I really saw much of on TV or in a lot of like anime marketed towards children, if that makes sense. I loved how he was just a realist about life, you know? Like, the biggest inconvenience for him was the fact that he couldn't go to like a boxing match or something. He's like, oh, I gotta save the world, but I just want to do a boxing match, man. You know, like stuff like that. I thought it was so cool. I love that he was just very much so about equality. Like, I don't care if she's somebody's mother or grandmother or uncle or a child, I'll still beat their ass. Like, he's dope. And just how deep the series could get at time with a lot of the characters and his relationship with Genkai. And, oh man, there's just so much about Yu Hakusho that I love so much. But that's the main reason why, because I love the character of Yusuke so much and his interactions with everybody. And how it's not really like the typical shonen, if that makes sense. You know? Yu Hakusho is like a series. If like one of us made an anime about just being like about regular people, that's what it is. It's just regular people and they got into shit. All right, back to the questions. Is there an underrated manga you would love to see get a full adaptation? Mine is Rave Master. I would love it to see Opart's Hunter get a proper anime adaptation. Opart's Hunter is what I like to view as if Naruto was done right with less of the bullshit attached to it. It's actually from Masashi Kishimoto's brother, Seishi Kishimoto, and there's a lot of similar elements that exist between both series. So that series would just be one. I would love to see an anime for Opart's Hunter. Speaking of fan service, have you seen No, I have not. I can't even pronounce it. I respect that you answer everyone big... hold on. I respect that you answer everyone big question... I cannot speak. Hold on. Everything's distracting me. Y'all are moving too fast. I respect that you answer everyone's questions. Big props, Blood. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I try my best. Like, if it takes me like 20 minutes to answer your question after I've seen it on the stream, I'll do it because y'all, I want to get to everything. I got Breath of the Wild on Black Friday for half off, as well as Mario Odyssey on Mario Day. I got Mario Maker 2 half off, I think. Yeah, every now and then Nintendo will drop the price, but it's so few and far between. Whereas, like, Sony God of War, the new one, it's like on sale for $10 on Amazon. It's been on sale for $10 multiple times. If you could be good at any game, what would it be? Well, I would really only want to be good at fighting games so I can, appreciate the community and all that. Everything else, I'm just okay, It's crazy how the Dragon boxes are still selling for over $1,000 on eBay. I don't get why Funimation just can't give us a quality 4:3 aspect ratio. I wonder that too. I've been wondering that since the very beginning. It's just like they're incapable of giving us a proper release of Dragon Ball Z. It's just in their DNA to come out with one release that's just like, oh, here, you wanted this? This 4:3, right? Oh, but the colors are off and it looks terrible and it's remastered on standard definition, whatever that means. Will you be checking out the Inuyasha sequel? I'll give it a look. There have been rumors of Microsoft The Initiative developing a new Perfect Dark game recently. Would you be down for a new Perfect Dark? I would. I think it would be really interesting to see a Perfect Dark game in 2020, 2021. It's going to be interesting to see how it is, though, in terms of gameplay, Is it going to be more modern or what? Is it going to be like a full reboot or what? Favorite Crash Bandicoot game? I like the second one a lot for some reason. And the third one too. It's weird. Like those type of games, like if they're all good across the board, I love all of them, It's hard. I disagree. Forces was okay. Okay. You keep that to yourself. It's a shame because I want to play their games. I don't have a PS4. I don't want my Switch to light on fire when I play their games. Oh, wow. All right. So we have a $5 super chat from the homie Grant. Will the Banjo stream work great on Mixer, or do you need a new capture card? I don't know if you heard this, bro, but I wanted to ask if you wanted me to stream on Mixer, because I will stream on Mixer this Friday, because that literally goes straight from the Xbox. You don't have to worry about lag. It just came down to you and like how you want to enjoy it, because I know some people don't like watching on Mixer. But yeah, the capture card's not going to be here for a while, so if you want me to stream on Mixer, I'll do it on Friday, bro. Okay. All these people are just like, Shinobu was right. He really kind of was, though. Humans are terrible people. When the ending theme started playing in the episode, I was just like, oh no. Which ending theme? What do we talk about? Oh, yeah, okay. We're talking about Steins Gate. Okay, yup. Hey, Neo, weird question. I remember in a past stream you said you believe you were a child of God. As someone who's afraid of playing games with a demon protagonist, is taboo, how do you deal with that? Honestly, it's like I said before. When it comes to, I know some people get really heavy-handed with their religion where they can't do this because it violates such and such and blah, blah, blah. To each their own. If you subscribe to that, cool. But it's just entertainment. Like some of these people who are making these games or anime or all that stuff, they're not 100% saying, like, oh, you blah, 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 blah. Like the type of shit people are saying, this is satanic and stuff. I hate when people say stuff like Harry Potter is satanic and all this crazy nonsense that you see a bunch of Karens say. But it's just like, I view it as entertainment, and if it's something interesting and unique, like, bro, some of these Persona games, some of these JRPGs, you're literally fighting God incarnate. Like, there's just so much to it. Does that go against my beliefs? No. Like, is it violating any? No, it's just, people got to learn to separate fiction from reality, and they got to learn to not take shit too seriously. That's the best way I can honestly say it. That's honestly it. That's it. That's why I don't worry about playing as a demon or some stuff like that. Like, there's this one anime called The Devil is a Part-Timer, Like, this dude works at freaking McDonald's. That's hilarious. and Blue Exorcist, the main character is the son of Satan, and he's trying to like kick Satan's ass. Bro, it's like I don't know. I feel like if you have to separate your enjoyment of something provided it's not overtly offending your particular religion. Like if something is just a glorified hit piece on Christianity or Islam or Buddhism or stuff like that, then okay. But if it's not, I think you'll find some enjoyment in it, you know? It's like how when I always tell this to people, because like, you know, a lot of the religious right, conservatives, they want to take back the culture. They feel like they've lost the culture to the liberals and the Democrats, because, you know, a lot of the people who are producing the entertainment we enjoy they lean to the left and all that. And they always say, oh, we got to get back our, you know, our Christian beliefs and all this stuff back in entertainment and media. There's a lot of stuff that's being produced that is either apolitical or they lean towards like one side or the other. Like if there's something you like where you're like leaning towards those personal values of accountability, stuff like that, you know, some of the Marvel movies are like that. Like take Captain America Winter Soldier, you know? Like that movie is basically saying, yo, the idea of the government having so much control of us and watching everything we do and predicting stuff about us, and that's why we are hit targets, that's fucked up. We can't do that. We're supposed to be able to govern things ourselves, and we will address it as we come to it, you know? Like those are values that you see pimped out by the conservatives and the right wing. That doesn't mean Captain America the Winter Soldier is like a religious right movie or something like that. It's just movies that give you different perspectives, and they're not like shoved in your face, such as, you know, like movies nowadays that are produced are basically hit pieces on dude like kill all man and toxic masculinity and shit like that, you know. All right. Oh, let's see. We got some super chats. Oh, 55 Norwegian krona from Mohammed. Thoughts on Colin Moriarty? You got me into Yakuza as well. Thank you, bro. Love the series. Well, appreciate you checking out Yakuza, man. Yakuza is one of my all-time favorite series, and just the more people I can get into it, the better. And I love how the series is basically on every platform now, save for the Nintendo Switch, because that means more people can play it. Thoughts on Colin Moriarty? I think he's a really cool dude. I do like him a lot. Haven't kept up with him as much in recent years because I need to start listening to his like podcasts and things like that. But when he was at Kind of Funny, you know, I followed him religiously whenever they did the podcast, and you know, I follow him on Twitter. He's cool. Oh, we got the $5 super chat from Grant. Mix it up on Mixer. You got Banjo-Kazooie and Tooie to beat, big dog. Did you hear the other 4 albums, by the way? Well, no, I haven't listened to the other 4 albums as of yet. I've been busy in the past day or two, but yeah, okay, so I will stream it on Mixer this Friday, bro. I'll send you the exact time. I'll do it Friday. But yes, thank you for the super chats, guys, by the way. I really do appreciate it. Y'all don't have to donate, you know. I don't have like stream goals like, oh, you gotta hit this or else I'm never doing streams again. I just do this to have fun with y'all, and it keeps everyone a little sane during this time. Like, look, we've been going for an hour and a half, and I already know there's a ton of y'all who have been here for the full 90 minutes. So shout out to y'all. But I do appreciate the donations. They aren't going to go without notice. Those donations are actually paying for my PC that I just bought. So it's bringing me back into a position where, oh, everything is all great. I mean, it's always good. Like, I wouldn't buy this PC if I wasn't going to use it. But y'all donating and sending the support is it's really awesome, you know? Okay. Let's see. Speeds. Oh, no, we got a couple questions before that. You got any pets? Yes, I have 1 dog. Speedstar. Have you heard about Trump signing an executive order on social media platforms could affect censorship and freedom of speech on social media possibly? What are your thoughts? My thoughts are that boy Trump is wild. You know, it's like on one hand, I understand what Trump is talking about because of the advent of fake news nowadays. Fake news is a real thing. Like, it is. Like, we all like to joke about Trump saying fake news and all that stuff, but if we're being honest, like, we all like to clown Fox News, which we should clown Fox News because Fox News is ridiculous. But there is a truth to like the liberal media establishment. The Democrat media complex was a term that Andrew Breitbart used to use, where they would literally say things, and they would say it in such a way that the average person is going to view it as such, and then if they don't do any of the research, they're going to think that's the narrative. You know, that we see that constantly, time in and time out, which is why I always tell people, do your own research. Even if it's coming from a trusted source, look into it, because whether it's the left or the right talking, you know, they could both be saying the same thing, but it's just the way they spin the narrative. Like there is truth to that, and both the left and the right are guilty of it. The right has gotten really bad with it recently, especially with Trump, because they're just like, whatever. But always do your own research. Don't just assume that such and such is saying this, so that means it's okay. So on that hand, I understand. Yeah, that sort of stuff, no bueno. But him trying to censor social media, he's literally no better than all these people who try to cancel folks for what they say. You know, like, oh, we just want to cancel this. So you're telling me you want to cancel people on social media for what they say because they're fact checking you. Like, does he not see the irony in that? Because he's literally just canceling social media. He's canceling speech. He's canceling speech that he doesn't approve of. And that's very dangerous. That's very dangerous, because you saw this on like when people try to censor speech, you know, like people's, like, my whole idea, my thought process is the solution to bad speech is more speech. That's literally what it is, because if someone says something outlandish and crazy, you should be able to challenge them with your speech. But when you shut down somebody just because it doesn't fit your particular narrative or your viewpoint, then you're no better. You really are no better. And that's what we've seen a lot of. So if Trump does try to institute things like that, he's becoming literally what everybody said Obama was going to be, and all these other people. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's just so dumb. This is so weird, because I've never really discussed much politics on my YouTube channel. I usually keep it like every now and then I'll throw like a jab. Like during the 2012, I was talking about how like crazy the Republican candidates were at the time. And then in like 2016, I was just like, yo, what the fuck is Hillary Clinton? Like, the one thing people, they hate about me is because they can't paint me in a box. Because on one hand, I'll just come out here with all my critiques of Trump and everything, and people think I'm on Trump's side. And then I come out here and say, no, this motherfucker is crazy. Look what he's doing here. And it's just, they can't, you know? Like, they think that, he must be a fan of like the Democrats and all that. I'm just like, nah, you motherfuckers be talking this outlandish stuff. Y'all over here wanting this, that, and the third. You know, so I literally, my whole thought process is sometimes Trump says good stuff. Sometimes he doesn't. So we'll take it on a case-by-case basis. That's literally what it is. You know? I just feel like that's how it should be, but too many people get wrapped up over the fact like, oh, I'm defined by my political alliance. I'm like, bro, you that's your identity? That's your fucking identity. Oh my God. Jesus. It's so sad. Okay. Oh, we have a $5 super chat from... hold on. $5 super chat from Uncle Shah. Yo, Neil, long time no speak. Hope life is treating you well with the quarantine in New York being on lockdown. Question. Will you be watching the 1,000-year Blood War arc for Bleach? Ooh, a Bleach question. Ha 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 ha. Well, to answer your question, I'll give it a fair shake. I will. I mean, I'm not going to be honest. I don't care much for Bleach. I really don't. But watching a couple episodes here and there won't kill me. It'll be fine. Oh, we got Roosevelt 716-112 with the $5 super chat. Yo, did you see that the Oscars said voice acting is not acting and are not going to be a part of the awards? They said that? Oof. That is... Well, I mean, it's the Oscars. They don't care much for anything that's not in their specific categories. And voice acting has always been looked down upon in the industry. You know, like, look at people like Chris Rock. You know, I like Chris Rock. He's a cool dude. But when he comes down there and he says voice acting is so easy, you know, it's whatever. I go into the booth and I say stuff and blah, blah, blah. It's because you're voice acting for an animated movie where they're creating a character around you. It's not like there's this existing character that someone has crafted and you have to breathe life into him and make it convincing. Like, that's so disrespectful. Anybody who thinks voice acting is easy, go talk to some anime dub actors. Some of these anime dub actors are better than people who are in Hollywood right now because they have to be able to project and breathe life into a character with already the constraints of pre-animated lip flaps and something that's in a different language entirely. So for them to do that, it's just, I think it's very disrespectful. But honestly, at the end of the day, you gotta stop diverting your energy into caring about that sort of thing. Like, yeah, people are always going to care about the Oscars because prestigious and legacy and history and all that. But On some level, you just got to shoulder roll it. Like, oh yeah, Oscars, whatever. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, hold on a sec. Oh, excuse me. All right. Oh, we got a lot of questions, but we're working through it, y'all. We are working through it. I am going to answer every question by the time this stream is over. Oh, shout out to everybody watching. One thing I do like about the streams I've been doing over the past week, we always get consistent numbers. Like, there's always a lot of regulars here. We hit some good numbers, man. I appreciate that. All right. Super Bunny Hop is pretty cool. What do you think the next Batman Arkham game should be, since we'll be getting an announcement soon? Honestly, I want it to be a big step forward. I know a lot of people just want another Arkham game, but come on, man. After playing Arkham Asylum, City, Origins, and Night, we need something different, man. I just don't want it to be a big open world. MKBHD is a good reviewer. I just wish he had a personality. He's kind of dry. Well, I mean, that's a lot of people. Like, some of the best comedians of all time are just dry folks telling their stories like that. You know, and that's what I love about him, because that means he's authentic. He's not, yo, I think I just showed my age right what I did here recently. I was I wanted to look up gameplay for Forza Horizon 4. Because, you know, it's on Game Pass. I was interested in checking it out. But I want to see some videos to hear some people. I clicked on one of the first videos I saw. It's this motherfucker with over 1 million subscribers. This dude is screaming. Screaming for no reason, playing Forza Horizon. You would think that, yo, he's in a really intense race or something crazy is happening. This dude is just like, ah, ah, ah. I don't know if I've been out of the loop, but are these who people are watching? Just motherfuckers who are on camera and just screaming about everything? Like, legit screaming over random shit that happen, like, oh my god, like, y'all motherfuckers be subscribing and donating to these people? Oh my god. So I will take someone like MKBHD over all these random weirdos in gaming who have millions of subscribers who literally, their fan base has got to be kids. There ain't no grown-ass man who's watching someone who's unironically screaming just to scream. Like, what? Oh my god. Guys, I shit you not. Like, he was like, why do you need to do that? Why? Like, can't you just play the game and be like, oh shit, yo, that's crazy, man. Like, I don't care if you ain't animated or whatever. That's fine. You own it. These guys gotta scream for no reason. Like, all these people doing reaction videos to just anything. I saw somebody do a reaction video to the BioShock 45-second clip that Nintendo put out on their Twitter. Like, hey, what's in BioShock, the collection or whatever? What is wrong with you people? Are you that starved for content that you need to put out reaction videos to everything? That is just, oh my god. I mean, let me stop. I'm going to be nice before I start name dropping people. Donkey, I saw one video and was like, nah, man, Donkey is legit. You got to watch his Dark Souls series. It's so awesome. Hey, Neo, thoughts on Shadow of Colossus? It's a great game. I kind of wish with the remake they did that they actually went back and added more of the Colossi that were cut, but I understand why they didn't. They just wanted to make it a like a one-to-one remake while fixing controls. Favorite Naruto villain? Ooh, favorite Naruto villain? Honestly, I love Zabuza. I really did. I know he was more of an adversary than a villain, but I loved Zabuza a lot. Everybody else, I'm trying to think. A lot of the villains in Naruto ended up being good. Like, what the fuck? That's what I hate. Why can't we just have bad people be bad and just amazingly written? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't we have that? Been a subscriber since 2011. Loving the streams lately. Keep it up. Oh, thank you, Brandon Jones. Appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. Do you think third-party companies will stop releasing games on the Switch when PS5 and Xbox Series X come out, or is that just fanboys being extreme about their views? I don't necessarily think so, but I think there might be some truth to it. So, I don't believe the Switch is going to be abandoned, like the second the new systems come out. I feel like if they're working on PS4 and Xbox One games and there are Switch, like if the Switch can run it, they might put it on. But I think it's gonna be harder for them to get those type of games. It literally might become a case of we need to make a completely different version just for the Switch, because downgrading, like The Witcher 3, right? The fact that it can run on the Switch is a miracle. I don't blame a developer if they don't want to bring their game to the Switch, because you know the amount of work it had to go into making that version on the Switch. It took a year. It took a year of development and fine-tuning. It wasn't just a port. They actually had to go back and craft so many things about the Switch version to make it work. How in the world are we going to fault developers who don't want to downgrade their game that much? That's a lot of work. They have different teams working on this. Is there a potential for them to make the money on the Switch? Oh, absolutely, yes. But is it really going to justify it? You know, people got to stop thinking certain things about companies and they're lazy if they don't want to put it on the Switch. Sometimes it just comes down to business, you know? Why are they putting this game on Xbox versus the Switch? It'll sell more on the Switch. Yes, that is true, but it's easier for them to put it on the Xbox. That's it. That's honestly it. That's why we're seeing a lot of games come to Switch, but months later because they have other teams working on it and all that. So, I think in the beginning it won't be so bad, but until Nintendo gets a new Switch out, like they gotta get the Switch Pro out. Like, yes, the portability, like it masks a lot of the problems in some of these games, like The Witcher and all that. But there's only so much they can do when you start seeing some of the stuff that's on PS5 and Series X. You know what I mean? Like I'm it's not fanboyish to say that, but there's just gonna come a time where it's not gonna be downgradable, no matter what engine they use. Read the Dragon Ball Super manga recently? Nah. I read a little bit of it in the beginning, and it was not that good. Long time no speak, Neo. Been watching you since the OG PS3 days, back when Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 1 dropped. Hey, appreciate the support, brother. I know you came with a super chat, too. This just goes to show you how far back I am in the question. Hello, Yusuke Knight. Will you be picking up Shantae? I probably will. I don't know, though. Like I said, there's too many games I'm working through. You play Black Eagles, but Edelgar's bad. Man. Dang, Neo killing it with these vids. Yeah, Cosmic Hunter, I'm just trying to make up for lost time. I like the beard, Neo. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Bearded Neo is OP. Do you guys think I'm a lot more powerful with this beard? With this attempt of a beard? Well, I mean, it's got me to do a lot more live streams, so I guess maybe Bearded Neo needs to stay. What do y'all think? Is the PlayStation 5 going to become backwards compatible so we can still play our PS4 games? Yeah. Sony confirmed backwards compatibility. It's just their wording was off during their initial stream. A lot of people assumed only a handful of games are going to be available, but no, they were talking about the like the boost mode where you get up-res performance and all that stuff. But yeah, it's going to be backwards compatible. Nintendo are the ones to beat this generation. Not really. They kind of just operate in their own sphere. You know? Like, there's always going to be a Nintendo platform and there's always going to be a PlayStation system. There just always is. Xbox is just kind of there meandering, you know? Have you heard of the upcoming indie game called Chris Tales on PC and Switch? I have not. There's so many indie games getting announced these days that it's just hard to keep up. Just started Cowboy Bebop. I wonder if it's as good as people say. Cowboy Bebop is the shit. It's very different, though. Like, a lot of people go into it and they're just like, where's the overarching story? Where is it? I'm like, it's not what Bebop is. Did I read the Death Note one-shot manga? Yes, I did, and it was very good. Damn, if David Fincher was to do a Hunchback of Notre Dame movie, that'd be crazy. Christy Carlson Romano is Esmeralda. I don't know about that, bro. I think we gotta get some melanin in Esmeralda. Alan Rickman would have been great as Judge Frollo. He definitely would have. He would have killed it. God rest his soul. Best girl in the Persona franchise? There is no best girl. There are many best girls, and they're all queens. If the upcoming remake of Mulan could get a PG-13, a remake of Hunchback can get a PG-13. That is right. You are right with that. I forgot. Who would win, Darth Sidious or Orochimaru? Oh my god. Well, which one's not dead? You just gotta look at that. But they, honestly, they are kind of the same character in a way. Kishimoto was very influenced by Star Wars. Damn, even right down to freaking Naruto losing a hand. Oh my god, that's wild. Yeah, and Orochimaru can always come back. But you know what? According to Disney Star Wars, so can Palpatine. If you don't vote for Joe Biden, are you still black? I don't know, man. Devil, yeah, see, all the Devil is a Part-Timer fans. There we go. Yes, it's so good. I love that show. That's why I fucks with y'all. Thoughts on The Last of Us 2 leaks? I don't like what I'm seeing. I really don't, but I will reserve judgment until the game comes out because I want to see the whole context. Do I have to donate $1,000 right now? I'm dead. There are reports that Superman in the DCEU might be continued to play by Henry Cavill, but will have roles similar to how the Hulk's portrayed in MCU nowadays. Your thoughts? If they lose out on Henry Cavill, I think it's going to be a very, 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 why can't DC get it right? Henry Cavill is literally the most wholesome dude we have working today. Literally. Yet you guys can't give him a good Superman script? Ugh. My God. Ugh. It just pisses me off so much because I love Henry Cavill. Did you take advantage of PlayStation's discount on games? I haven't bought anything yet, so no. Are there any highlights of games that I don't need to buy because I already have too many games to play? Ooh, Marcus. Hey, what up, homie? How you doing, bro? With the $5 super chat. What's your ideal Batman movie from casting, writers, and directors? Yes, we get to flex the creative muscles. Okay, so if I'm being 100% about what I want from a Batman movie. Okay, so it is going to be set in Batman's prime, right? None of this origin nonsense. None of this year one nonsense. And also, none of this Batman broken down by time needs to get revenge, so I'm going to kill everybody. No. We're going to have a Batman in his prime, similar to how he was in the animated series. This Batman is going to be a fucking detective and do actual detective work, not just saying, where are the drugs? And also not a Batman who literally is outbested by Wonder Woman, you know, in his first appearance, who supposedly has had 20 years on the job in Gotham, right? So this motherfucker is going to be a detective. He's going to do detective work like in the Arkham games. Okay. So if we're talking about who I would want to play the character, that's where it kind of gets subjective because we have in our minds people who can make like great Bruce Waynes and we want to see who they would be as Bruce Wayne. Honestly, I don't really have anyone in mind who can make a great Bruce Wayne because if you're someone who just fits that bill and you look like this, I think he'd be good as Batman. Heck, Henry Cavill, he could have been Batman at one point. He really honestly could have, you know? So I don't really have a choice as far as actors are concerned. It's just look the part, be a good actor, and that's it. That's all I really need. Who would I get to direct it? You know, I still hold out for, since somebody brought it up, I would love for David Fincher to work on a Batman movie. Like, I really would. I just love the way he handles, like, complexities of certain things. Like how, like, when he did The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, I just love how there was a lot of, like, serious moments. And then it was compounded with, like, some action bits and everything. And it all felt so natural and it flowed. So I would love David Fincher if he did that. As far as writing is concerned, again, it's kind of like the actors. You have a lot of writers who you wouldn't expect to write a good script, but they come out with something that's just like, damn, bro, that's awesome. So if we're talking writing, oof, I would say, shit, people who work great with David Fincher, Aaron Sorkin. Aaron Sorkin just has that dialogue about him. Like if you watch something like the Steve Jobs movie, okay? That movie is not an interesting movie at all. It really isn't if you're looking at it, but the writing and the dialogue is just so strong in it that you're like so compelled to continue, you know? So like his work in that, you know, his work, he did The Social Network too, I believe. But anything that's just got strong writing that keeps you invested. So that's the gist of it. Ooh, a 55 Norwegian krona super chat from Mohammed. Ever seen the Witcher Netflix series? And yes, what do you think about it? Ironically, I know, very bad. I'm only halfway through it. But it's cool. it's cool, man. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's definitely got its weak spots. Definitely has its weak spots in terms of pacing and being all over the place. But it's cool, man. I'm enjoying it. I gotta finish it though. Since I got this 4K TV, I can test out how it looks. So I can't wait. Let's see. Yeah, I saw that World Ends With You art. Thoughts on Onision? Sorry, I know that topic is controversial. What did he do now? That's all I can say. What did he do now? Top 3 X-Men. I'm gonna go Wolverine, and I'm gonna go Wolverine. And we're talking about N64 or Sega Saturn. I'm tempted to lean towards the Sega Saturn. I like the Sega Saturn's library. I mean, the N64 is good. It's got a lot of good stuff. But when you take away Rare, you're taking away a lot of the stuff that exists there. So it's got some games, but I don't know. I feel like the Saturn had more. Yeah, Narukami dropping the facts. Exactly. It's like when one company be owning everything. That's a fact. Yeah, if you look at every voice actor who's existed, a lot of them say that it's not easy. A lot of people think you just go in there, you're like, ha ha hee hee, say a few lines, but no. There's so much that goes into that, and it's a very, very vocally demanding process. Like Mark Hamill has been doing the Joker for over 20 years now, almost 30 years, and he like for Arkham, I think was it Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, he was like coughing up blood. Like what the hell? It's crazy. It's crazy. This stuff it's not easy, and it's terrible. It sucks like just to have someone belittle you and think, oh, what you do isn't real stuff. Who are you going to vote for in this upcoming election, Neo? Neither people. Because literally it's coming down to a case of lesser of two evils, and I'm tired of that. It's been like that for the longest time, and we got to get ourselves out of that. I tried watching the Oscars before, but it's so boring. Honestly, it's just a circle jerk. That's literally what it is. People patting themselves on the back and just that's literally all it is. Yeah, the fact that Spider-Verse 1 animation was very big because, honestly, whoever wins, most often than not, it's just Disney because that's the one that everybody ends up seeing. I gotta wonder, did Shrek ever win an Academy Award, like for Best Animated Picture? I hope so. Are you fine with the live-action Dragon Ball TV series adaptation as long as the right cast and crew are involved? Yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. It'd be weird, but I think it'd be dope. I'm open to anything, Ooh, Mohammed with the 22 Norwegian krona. Favorite James Bond movie and actor? Ooh. Okay, so very controversial. I know a lot of the hardcore Bond fans are going to be like, one of these new age Bond fans. But I really do love Daniel Craig as James Bond. I really do. I think it was probably because I read a lot of Ian Fleming's work leading up to, what was it? Quantum of Solace, ironically. But I read a lot of that, and I just see a lot of those vibes. So I really do like Daniel Craig. I love Casino Royale. It's like one of my all-time favorite Bond movies, in addition to Skyfall. But, it's either... I go back and forth between Daniel Craig as James Bond and Sean Connery a lot. There's just... there's just something about Connery that's just so classic and iconic. And literally, this guy, he could be sitting at a bar having his drink, and then next thing you know, there's a gun that comes up, and it's just so suave and sophisticated about him. So it's just... oh, God. It's hard. Like, I go back and forth between the two, man. Like, one day, Daniel Craig's the best than that, So... oh, we have another. Ooh, we got a $4.99 super chat from Jordy. What's up, Jordy? Earlier, you mentioned that Spectacular Spider-Man was your favorite Spidey series. How were you hoping for season 3? How were you hoping season 3 would have gone? Oof. Well, it's been a while since I've seen Spectacular Spider-Man. It's been years, like almost 10 years. So I don't really recall where season 2 ended off. It kind of ended off on a cliffhanger, but if I'm being honest, I would have loved for them to do more. Like, well, realistically, I don't have an idea of where they would go because obviously they don't craft it like the comics. They don't really adapt particular arcs in the comics, and of course they have to not dumb it down. It's a strong term, but they have to make it marketable for kids. So we would never see Kraven's Last Hunt or like Morbius done exactly how it was in the comics, because the Spider-Man comics could get really dark. So I don't really have an answer on where season 3 would have gone. I'll leave that up to Greg Weisman if he ever does get the chance. I highly doubt it. But I would just love a Spider-Man animated series that actually takes itself seriously, with long ongoing story arcs that have weight to them and the characters do grow from it. You know, that's one thing I did love about the Spectacular Spider-Man, and heck, even the 90s Spider-Man series too. And in fact, a lot of Spider-Man series before all this nonsense we've been getting now. Everything nowadays is just pimping out the Avengers and, oh, Spider-Man crossover, blah, blah, blah. And you're not getting any type of great storytelling from these Spider-Man cartoons. You're really not. It's literally just there because, oh, we need to make a Spider-Man cartoon. And that's basically it. And they try to do all this weird shit too, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not. Ah, man. But, oh, thank you for the super chat, Jordy. I appreciate that. All right, so back to the questions. Okay. Oh, scrolling all the way up. Scrolling all the way up. I want a Flash game. I don't know how a Flash game would work, to be honest. How would a Flash game work? Like, he runs really fast, and he can punch people. Like, what would you do? How do you feel about that Kingdom Hearts show rumor? I am very excited for it. I want to see what that's going to turn out. I hope it's not about... Ugh, God. I hope it's not about the convoluted background story they're giving to all the... You know, all the shit they've been doing in, like, Unchained Chi back cover or whatever. That stuff is... Draga. I'd rather watch someone who communicates with his or her audience via stream or post recording. Yeah, honestly, yeah. I mean, I watch reaction videos, but they got to be from the right people. They got to be from the right people. And it's got to be something topical, too. Like, if we're watching a Nintendo Direct together, I think that's dope because we're all watching it together. But if it's something like, yo, a run-of-the-mill movie trailer, why do you need a reaction trailer for that? Like, a reaction video for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, just, like, what about it? What about it is that interesting? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm watching the new Tenet trailer. Whoa. Damn, that's crazy. Oh, man, what does this mean? Ah, man, Christopher Nolan. Like, do you know how many Christopher Nolan movies you could apply that to? Dude. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's something crazy, you know, like, I don't get it. And it's got to be the right person. It's really got to be the right person, because there's just some people who can make even the most, like, dumb stuff be funny, you know? Yay, another stream. Yes, it is indeed another stream. Yes, it is. Bad to the bone. With the way people act in YouTube videos and Twitch, you can have a personality without screaming and trying so hard to entertain people. Exactly. Like, it's just, honestly, if you're able to entertain someone minimally, I think you've got something. You don't need to be over there screaming and hooting and hollering. It's just, bro, it's so corny. While I would like to see Rare Replay on Switch, you do raise a good point, Neo. If Rare can't port it, I'm fine with it. Besides, I have an Xbox One coming to my home soon. Oh, wow, nice. Yeah, Rare Replay is a really good thing to check out on Xbox, and it's on Game Pass, too. So if you want to play a lot of the majority of Rare's back catalog, it's good. I'm glad that Sony is making their consoles easier to make games on, unlike the PS3. Yeah, the PS3 was a swift kick in the ass to Sony that you just got to make hardware that works, and that's it. So that's what they've been doing. They've been maintaining the status quo, and they've been succeeding. Which year did you start reading Naruto? I started reading Naruto in the early 2000s. I want to say 2003, around that. A little before it came to the States on TV. It came to the States in 2005, so around like 2003, 2004. Do you watch Boruto Neo? No, I don't keep up with it. I tried to, and it's just not for me. If you were an RPG character right now, what level would you consider yourself to be in terms of life experience? Honestly, if you're talking like levels number wise, I'd go every year is a different level, you know, and you just learn something new all the time. That's how it is. What's up, Neo? Awesome to see you streaming more. Well, thank you for coming to the stream and the support. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's fun. I do these streams because of y'all, man. It's like we're all in a circle shooting shit up. That sounds terrible. Shooting the shit, not shooting shit up. Remember, no Russian. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is amazing. If the Switch Pro is not as strong as the PS4 Pro, then I'll wait for a next generation Nintendo console. Honestly, if the Switch Pro is even close to a PS4 Pro, I think for Nintendo that would be an absolute win because that's enough for them, you know? But ironically, I would want the Switch Pro to at least be as powerful as a PS4 Pro. But again, you got to realize technology-wise with the hardware and the handheld scene, you know, for something to be that powerful, you got to pick your battles. You know, you can't have great performance and good battery when it comes to a handheld. It's one or the other. It's not both. You have compromises, which as you've seen on the Switch, but it's got to be one or the other, you know? I know that's more software optimization and all that, but I don't think they can really get a PS4 Pro. Like even the Switch, it's like a more powerful 360, but not that much more powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's night and day. The 360 couldn't run this, so it's on the Switch. If you look at the Switch and even some of its best games, you could have a version of them on the 360. So it's you know. Let's see. I hope Xbox is better because Sony's been kind of arrogant lately with some of the stuff they've been pulling recently. Okay, somebody's got to answer this to me because I need an exact question. How has Sony been arrogant? Like, I'm just genuine, like, no fanboy shit. What has Sony been doing that has prompted people to be like, they're so arrogant, I just don't like what they're doing? Well, the crossplay thing? Okay, they didn't enable crossplay until the last minute after Xbox and PlayStation were doing it. Okay, all right, crossplay. What else? The Last of Us 2 situation, what are they doing? They're literally just shutting down comments and disabeling likes and shit like that. That's not arrogant, you know? Like, what has Sony been doing? Oh, Sony's been censoring these games in places. Censorship exists everywhere for every single game that exists. You know how many games that we put over here go to Japan and they get censored like crazy? Like, what has Sony done that is so... Are they, like, stealing your money? Are they not giving you refunds? Like, because I just need to know. I'm just so genuinely curious, and no one has been able to give me an answer that isn't involved with censoring underage anime chicks. That's literally the only answer I've gotten from people. I really want to know. And if it's coming from the Nintendo dudes, y'all don't got no right to talk at all. Nintendo still hasn't given you any online features at all. And Nintendo, up until recently, made it almost impossible for people to do videos of their products online. And y'all over here giving them a pass saying, thank you, Nintendo, for being so... Man, come on. Someone needs to tell me, like, how have they been arrogant? Oh, they didn't show the PlayStation 5. Why? Like, Xbox has been showing shit about the Series X for damn near 2 years, right? And then y'all over here, like, what? Is that making your life any better? Like, I'm genuinely confused. I know the subject is divided, but in terms of Smash Ultimate, do you think Volume 2 is the last DLC or they could possibly do more sale if Volume 2 ends up being bloody awesome? Honestly, yeah, I think it depends. Sakurai, he always says this is his last game and shit like that. But if it's a success and people want more, maybe. But we'll see. We'll see how far they decide to extend Smash, you know, because if it can just become a platform and they just keep re-releasing it on different Nintendo systems, who knows? I mean, we've seen like multiple seasons of other fighting games, so it's possible. Back in 2017, we got 2 DC movies, Wonder Woman and Justice League. Yeah, and only one of them was decent. Henry Cavill versus Keanu Reeves, wholesomeness competition. Ooh. I would say Keanu. Bring Ben Affleck back. Yeah, why not? Bring him back. I would like Ben Affleck to be in a movie where he actually has a decent script. Oh, we have a 22 Norwegian Krona super chat from Mohammed. Favorite Uncharted character? Favorite, I mean, like I like everyone in there. You know, I love Elena. You know, of course Chloe, my bae. You know, but I love Sully a lot. Sully's a dope ass dude. Like Sully's the type of dude I want to have a drink with. You know. Hey, look at that. See, we all like minded. Yeah. How much hair conditioner does Sephiroth use? The whole shit. You still friends with Seventh Level? Good dude. Yeah, I talk to Seven every now and then on his live streams. He's cool. Do I own Bitcoin? No, I do not. Oh, we got a $2 super chat from Jawan Hart. David Ruffin, is that you? Everyone stays saying I look like David Ruffin from The Temptations. Yo, I see the resemblance. I do. I really do. But y'all don't got to keep bringing this up. Oh, man. No conditioner. The S cells are that damn good. I'm dead. Did you like Obama? I didn't mind Obama. I just literally looked at him like any other politician. I didn't think he was this messiah as a lot of people were expecting him to do. And if you actually looked into a lot of Obama's policies, he did not fulfill on a lot of the things that he promised. So that right there, black people, you should be ashamed. But again, Obama is just like any other politician. They're gonna sweet talk you with the promises. They're gonna promise change. We're different than the last one. We're different than the last one. We're different than the last one. And then by the time that they're out of office, you just start scratching your head saying, hey, wait a minute. And by that point, they're gone. So yeah, I view Obama the same as any other politician. Yeah, Seventh Levels. He's one of the OGs, man. The first Shrek movie won an Oscar? Okay, that's good to know. This is Seventh. I love Spectacular Spider-Man. I was so upset when it was canceled. I feel sorry for Greg Reisman. 2 of his shows got canceled back to back. Yeah, it's true. But I mean, he got a chance to do more Young Justice, so there's that. I still haven't finished that season. I prefer Spectacular Spider-Man over Young Justice. Young Justice relies too heavily on time skips and skipping character development. Yeah, it got really weird. Overall thoughts on Bakuman. I'm 2 volumes away from completion. I wish more people would talk about it more. Bakuman is a great series. I love when mangaka like use their opportunities to do different things than they've done before. So the people who created Bakuman are the same guys who did Death Note. And they just made a manga about making manga and the trials and tribulations that come with that. It was very interesting. You know, of course it's got its like shonen quirks to it, but it's a dope series. And it's very realistic series about the entire process. So I definitely think a lot of people should check it out. What are your thoughts on The Last of Us Part 2? I'm going to get it. That's it. I don't understand people who make reaction videos to old stuff especially. Yo, what? There are people who do that? What are you talking about, bro? Wait, are we talking like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm just going to react to this trailer from Spider-Man 1 from 2002. Oh, let's just see. Turn it on. Coming soon, a new superhero. Oh my god, guys, I can't believe this. Oh my god, it's Spider-Man. Oh my god, look at him swinging it. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, listen, if it's reactions to, you know, stuff that's like something cool that's unearthed for the very first time, like, yo, check this out, y'all. That's dope. If it's something nostalgic, like a YouTuber looking back at their old videos, I think that's cool. But if it's just some random shit, like, what are you doing? LO O'Neal has said, you know what I'm saying so many times. That's literally one of my isms, my catchphrases, you know? Like, you know. Like, what is it in Japanese? Like, the Japanese phrase for you know? Like, nothing it? Something, I don't know. What is it? I have no idea. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. All right, we have returned, y'all. Oh yeah, dude, these thumbnails on some of these guys' reactions, like, yo, if y'all look at, I've only done like what, maybe a handful of reactions on my channel. Like, I know I did one for the Detective Pikachu trailer, like the game trailer years ago. I did one for Final Fantasy 15, one of its trailers, and I'd be hard pressed to think about like what else I've done. But my reactions to those videos, like, it just like, you know, I'm smiling. Or for Final Fantasy, I was just like, what the fuck? But some of these dudes be like, oh my god, you know what the trailer is? Y'all know what the trailer is? Y'all know what the trailer is? Y'all know what the trailer is? You want to know what it is? It's the fucking Xbox Series X logo. They just be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Some corny ass niggas. Like, yeah, seriously, they are old ass people too. They are, listen, if you making reactions like that and you're over the age of 18, you a weirdo. If you doing shit like it's like, what was it? Nintendo changes the logo. Like, man, you don't get out of here. I can't with these people, bro. I really can't with these people. Yo, I'm sorry, but these people who do shit like that, if you are one of those people, I hate you. I hate you with a passion. You eat cereal with a fork. I hate you. Like, I just can't, because I'm just scrolling my feed, and then I see that shit. I'm like, what? Why are you people like this? Did you ever read The Promised Neverland? No. I actually need to start the anime, though. Ooh, we got a $5 super chat from Roosevelt. I love seeing that one dude watching cells at work, and he's teaching you about cells, and he's reacting to the show. I love those channels. Watching cells. That's interesting. Like, he's actually watching cells, like, if in the, that's interesting. See, that's different. Man, I'm sorry. I just had to go off on a bit of a rant, y'all. I hate people like that. I really do. Who the hell is calling me? My phone just turned on for no reason. That was weird. But now these weirdos, these reaction weirdos, man, I can't. I really can't, y'all. I just, ugh. Like, the only thing I will say about Sony is they did do some fuck shit with the DMCAs. They did take down people who were talking about The Last of Us who weren't even showing you footage. That, I admit, that's messed up. But again, that's one thing. For people saying, Sony's been so arrogant, they're going downhill. Like, what? Motherfucker, Nintendo has been taking down videos and demonetizing videos and making money on videos for years. Y'all motherfuckers was quiet about that. Y'all was quiet about that, but you want to, yes, good job, Nintendo, for disabling. Did y'all know that if you wanted to do videos with Nintendo content and monetize them, you had to be part of their monetization program, and you could only talk about Nintendo games? Did y'all just forget 2015 and 2016 like that? Did y'all? Come on now. Like, let's keep it 100% honest. We're all grown ass people here. We ain't like 10. I did not watch the state of play for Last of Us. I'm gonna get the game, I'm gonna play it, and that's it. They voted for Obama because he was black. I mean, that's how it is half the time, you know? All the time, actually. Roosevelt 716. Hey, watching people react to Devil May Cry 5 trailer E3 was dope. Yeah, I mean, like I said, yo, y'all are thinking I'm going against everybody who does reactions. No, I'm not. It's not that at all. It's not the inherent... See, when you're doing reactions, that's not a problem. It's when these motherfuckers are overexcited for no reason, over shit that's not exciting, and if you're just doing shit that don't need a reaction. What the fuck? Who the hell wants a reaction to, like I mentioned earlier, a 45-second trailer of, hey, what's in the BioShock games coming to Switch this week? All right, let's watch this reaction. For games that have been out for almost a decade. Like, motherfucker, stop. Stop, people. That's the only time I'll tell someone, no, don't do this. People say sales mean people like the game or product, but what do you say about games or products that sell really well but cause so much disappointment? Sonic 06 is a good example. I mean, on some level, yes, sales can be indicative of quality. That is true. That is true. But at the same time, it's not. And I think people need to make that distinction. Just because a game sells well doesn't mean it's good, but it also doesn't mean it's bad. A lot of people are saying, yeah, it could sell well, but it's because people is popular. Like, no. Like, there are times where a game can sell really well, and it can also be really good. And there are times where a game could sell really well, and it can also be bad. Likewise, there are times where a game can sell really bad, but be really good, or a game could sell really bad because it was very bad. So it's just one of those things that you have to, case by case basis. It's not universal across the board. Like, every single Madden sports game sells every year, but they're not good games. 22 Norwegian krona from our friend Mohammed. Most overrated YouTuber in your opinion? Well, I don't really want to slander people by name because that's not the name of the game. I will say things about people who do stuff. But, I mean, I don't really watch anyone who... Like, the people I watch, right? Like, I watch them because I genuinely enjoy them. I don't watch people who I don't enjoy. Like, I don't even know who are some of these other people out there. Like I said, okay, anybody who does those stupid-ass reaction videos for, like, they hype themselves up for no reason, it's not actually funny or warranted. I don't like them. I'm trying to think, like, because there's so many random people on YouTube these days. People who just get involved in drama. I don't like people who just, they're drama fiends, drama queens. They fish for controversy. I don't like that. I mean, it's hard, like, overrated YouTubers. It's just there's so many of them, but I don't care. It's just you do your own thing. That's fine. It's whatever. Who I do have a problem with are the people who take their subscribers for granted and treat them like shit. Like, all those Twitch-y thoughts who are out there. I don't like them. Who else? Shit. I don't like the people in the gaming community who are just like, honestly, one thing I've grown a distaste for is the amount of I don't know what the exact term is for them, but the folks who think literally every single thing is attack on their type of identity. Like, if something comes out, they have to make a video saying, oh, this is the reason why this right here is so woke. It's so woke. Go broke. Like, those type of people. It's like they've become literally just as bad as the SJWs. Someone who takes anything that's inherently whatever, and they have to say, oh, this is just pandering to the SJW agenda. I'm like, bro, do you know how stupid you sound right now? Like, you know how stupid... Like, they'll dig up that somebody who works on the game retweeted a Bernie Sanders quote about equality, and they're just like, oh, you see, this game's influenced by the liberal propaganda, liberal machine. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers, you were not popular in school at all, and it shows. So those type of people I don't like either. Like sensationalist type channels. Let's see. I still need to play Uncharted 4. I missed the entire lifespan of the PS4 because I was in middle school. My friend told me to get a PS3. Why would he tell you... Wait. If you were in middle school when the PS4 came out, your friend told you to get a PS3? Wait, if you're in middle school... Wait, how do you... Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Because if you were in middle school and the PS4 came out, right? Your friend told you to get a PS3. I don't get that. How would you miss the entire... That's like 7 years. How do you miss the entire lifespan? Because you had a PS3. If you had an Xbox, I can understand, but... All right. So, Mohammed says, what do you look for in a relationship? Well, I mean, it's going to be your stereotypical answers, y'all. I look for trust and understanding, compassion. Those are like the biggest things for me. Loyalty, I think, goes hand in hand with trust. And also someone who I can really gel with. The person who I'm with, they don't have to like everything I'm into. And I hate when I see a bunch of people out there. This is how you know they're not relationships. They've never even had contact with a woman. They think their significant other has to be into everything they are. No, trust me, guys. Your significant other does not have to be into everything you are. They just have to have an understanding and acceptance of it, right? Like my last relationship, like that I had before, like this was back in 2012. The person I was with, she wasn't into anything that I was into. We literally had nothing in common. But the reason why we were together is because we gelled very well, and that was fine. And that relationship ended, and it was whatever. she understood that, you know, I was into like gaming and anime and manga, and she would get into it for me, and it was cool, and we had a great working relationship. But like a lot of people saying, "Oh, this girl has to be into games because she'll never understand my game." No, that is bullshit. If someone is really into you and you give them your time and they're able to understand that, hey, you need your time to play your games because that's how you unwind, then you'll be just fine. That's it. Like, it's not like what y'all are doing is like it's gonna be what breaks you apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, what breaks people apart is not understanding that they're into this sort of thing. So if your girl is really into, let's say, makeup and all that stuff, sure, as a guy, you probably won't have any understanding of it, but you accept that she likes that thing, and that's it. You know, just help her hobbies grow and all that. And in turn, she should do the same thing for you, or whatever your gender is. Like, if you're a girl and you're really into video games and your guy is just into sports and drinking beer or whatever, you know, he shouldn't come between you and what you like to do. Of course, if you are obsessed over that thing to the point where you don't give them the time, that's a different story. That's very different. But just in general, I look for someone who I could gel with very well, who I don't have to put on a facade for, and people who just speak their mind and they're an adult. That's it. It's honestly, guys, I'm telling you this from someone who's almost 30. For all of y'all who are worried about looking for the trophy wife or someone, or girls, if they're into girls watching, or looking for the dude who's got like the 6-pack abs or whatever, that shit does not matter. Trust me, it does not matter at all. You want someone who you can be with long term, where what you tell them and what they give you is what you get. There's no ulterior motives. There's no meaning. There's no games. There's none of this texting and all this shit nonsense like that people tell you. And, oh, what does 3 dots after something in a text message mean? No. If you genuinely like someone and they genuinely like you back, there are going to be no games. There's going to be none of this like cat and mouse and thrill and shit that you always see people talk about on social media. That shit is BS. I'm sorry, but it is. They lie to you. They're like, no, right? So for me, it's just a case of, if I like someone and they like me back, and we progress accordingly. And that's another thing entirely. Just because you really gel with someone, that doesn't mean you have to rush into things. Just keep things casual. Keep it casual. Like, open up gradually. Don't throw everything at the person. Don't say, let's move in together. Don't do any of this. Oh, these are just becoming relationship advice instead of what I look for. But yeah, that's basically it. I remember you saying you watched Shirobako a few years ago. What'd you think of it? I think it was cool. I didn't enjoy it as much as Bakuman, but it's a different side of things because that dealt with the anime side of production as opposed to manga. Did I play Days Gone? No, I did not play Days Gone. People will legit react to episodes of One Piece from the beginning. Why? I mean, it's fun if you're streaming with them. If you're streaming and watching something, I think that's great. But sitting there and reacting to every single episode, unless it's a crazy series that's like 12 episodes long, you know, I don't, whatever. To each their own. Date Bayo, I'm dead. Did you see that video of Double for Anime reacting to Naruto Filthy Frank's video? No, I didn't. Thumbnails always got to have the mouth open. Yeah, I get why they do it. I do. I just think it's so stupid. You bought a new PC but not a new webcam? Yeah, you know what the thing is? I've had this webcam since 2013, and it still holds up. I'm so surprised at that. I wanted to upgrade to the Logitech Brio 4K, but as you guys can surmise, trying to buy a new webcam, like a quality webcam now, dude, Microsoft employees can't even get good webcams for their streams. Like, webcams were sold out everywhere. And if you want to buy that Logitech Brio, it's like going for $350 because of the scalpers. So once it gets in stock, I'll go ahead and buy it because I do love this Logitech C920. Such a good webcam. Such a good webcam, but you know, it's time. Let's see. Dude, the Kingdom Hearts reaction channels are the worst. Yo, man. Man, listen. Like I said, I ain't trying to slander people like that. But I could never do a YouTube channel dedicated to Kingdom Hearts. What are y'all talking about? What are you literally talking about now? There's only so much you can talk about on a series that comes out once every 70 years. Like, we gonna talk about the mobile game. Okay? Ugh. Neo, do you pour the milk or the cereal first? I pour the cereal first so I can get a good consistency of how much milk I need. Why are Neo rants so funny and relatable? Hey, I don't try to be funny. I just be speaking my mind. This is This is what I'd be saying. This is just how I feel, y'all. Oh, we have a super chat, and 109 Norwegian krona super chat from Mohammed, who's definitely the stream boss for tonight. Do you think we'll ever get Order 1887? Think the first game had potential, but it was way too short. Gameplay was okay and story was trash, but I like the characters. You know what's funny? I just started playing the Order 1886 again, and I was just like, yo, why are people shitting on this game? This game was actually kind of decent. I mean, it wasn't the best in terms of length, and it wasn't the best in terms of like variety of gameplay, but it had some solid mechanics, and I liked the lore of the world. I think it definitely could have gone somewhere. I think it just needed some more modes like co-op or some type of horde thing, you know? But I think it was like, what a lot of people don't realize is for a lot of these new IPs, very few of them come out the gate ball swinging. Like, let's just be real. The first Uncharted game was not all that. It really wasn't. It was fun, but it was not that great. If we wrote off the first Uncharted game in 2020, do you think we could have gotten Uncharted 2? Like, just think about that for a second. If we wrote off the first Uncharted games for its faults, we would not have gotten Uncharted 2. Like, very rarely does a new IP ever come out the gate swinging, and I mean swinging. The first Devil May Cry was not all that. Let's be real. It was not all that. And it wasn't until Devil May Cry 3 we were just like, damn, this shit hot. This shit hot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just people got to be selective about their certain things. Like, yes, the new IP should be good, but not all of them can reach the level of Horizon and be great from the rip. You know what I'm saying? I would love if Rise and Quantum Break got sequels and the sequels actually took the fan feedback and they got better. But I don't know. People just coming out here and being like, you know, this game has got to be this and that. I'm like, all right, y'all. This is what I don't understand. People gonna hate on these games now, and then 6-7 years later, they're gonna be like, yo, this game was really underrated. Why were people so harsh on it? Because, motherfucker, you gave it a 3 out of 10. Don't come out here saying it was all. People just selective outrage. And you know how the gaming community is. No one is consistent. Man. Fraser from Far From Subtle made the same rant you did about these YouTuber overreactions. Hey, man, I'm glad it's a shared consensus. I'm glad. 3D spin intros. I'm dead. Let's see. For people being vocal about Nintendo, let's be real, guys. We're the minority. We're the vocal minority. There are far more people who just accept Nintendo's faults and don't voice their opinions, but they want to bask in the fruits when Nintendo does something that should have been done before. You know? Like when we were coming out there and saying, yo, Nintendo needs to have cloud save supports. They need this because there's no way to transfer save data off Switch. All these other people in the Nintendo community were like, well, you know, like what, like pussyfooting around. And there's some really big Nintendo YouTubers who legit, you know who I'm talking about. The people who they legit will not say anything bad. But they want to go over here and get hype about cloud saves. Okay, man. The stuff I was talking about was the DMCA. Yes, we know that was bad. The increased price of PS Plus for no added security. And I had my account hacked. The crossplay excuses. Well, I mean, again, there are some things that you can talk about. Yeah. But if you want to talk about the increased price of PS Plus, you can literally relate that to the time when Xbox increased the price of their service. And there was still shit happening with them. Same thing with Nintendo. That's more of a security side of things that everybody needs to be better on. And not even just the paid services as well. It's also the free stuff too, like Steam. You know? And okay. And here's the thing about crossplay. Listen, yes, crossplay should be there. Woohoo. How many people are using crossplay? Like, I want to be 100% honest with y'all. Like, has a game not having crossplay ever deterred you from playing that game? If y'all be looking at the sales for these games on PS4, they're selling the best on PS4. No one was over here sitting there up like, oh man, I wish this had crossplay, man. I really did. Like, people play crossplay in Warzone, but it's not like if it didn't have crossplay, they would lose sleep. Like, I'm not trying to hear this. Y'all weren't really about crossplay like that before, and crossplay is not going to stop you from playing a game now. Whether it's on Xbox or PlayStation, Nintendo, I ain't losing sleep if a game doesn't have crossplay. I'm just not. Where is this coming from, y'all? Like, listen, can we be real about life for a second? Like, come on now. Let's be real. It's like when people were complaining about, like, okay, yes, Nintendo should have themes on the Switch, but I ain't losing sleep over Nintendo not having themes on the Switch. But for people to say that's the number one list of things that needs to be addressed on the Switch, nah, fam. Do I know Tyrone Magnus? Yeah, Tyrone is one of the few people in the community who I can actually stand who does reaction videos. Cause he don't he don't be having his mouth out like, man, can y'all get me off of this reaction topic, please? Oh God. What are your thoughts on HBO Max not supporting Fire TV and Roku? I think it's probably because of that happened with, I think, didn't that happen with Disney Plus as well? Like, I think it didn't support some TVs at launch. So yeah, it should have been there, especially if it's a major service not supporting those. But I don't know if that's an HBO thing or that's like an Amazon or a Roku thing. I can't stand all of the trending gaming news channels that have the nerve to beg money for their channels going. Take so much time to make a 7-minute video about an article. I'm dead. He said, I gotta play this back. Hold up. I can't stand all the trending gaming news channels. They have the nerve to beg for money to keep their channel going. Takes so much time to make a 7-minute video about an article from IGN. Who are we talking about right now? Who are we talking about? I have some ideas of people, but who are we talking about? I follow a lot of people who do gaming news, but I haven't followed anyone who be begging for money. Who is this? Who? I want to know. We gonna slander people? Oh shit. We're 2.5 hours in, so I think we're past the point of people watching this being like, oh, is he slandering people? Oh no, it's 2.5 hours. Fuck that nigga. Oh, those type of people really hate The Last of Us. The amount of videos dudes made about just the trailers. Yo, okay, here's my thing. Listen, if you don't like The Last of Us and what they're going with this, do your initial video. That's it. Move on. But for all these people out here, the fake outrage people, that's what it is. They be talking about everything. It's like, yo, okay, you talk about the leaks. All right. You talk about how Sony did the DMCA. Okay, that's cool. But when you're coming out here saying Sony disables comments, Sony disables dislikes, and they're both separate videos? Fam, like what the? And these people also are going to be, they say, I ain't going to buy The Last of Us 2. And what do? What do? Either they buy the game, number one, or they be watching videos of other people playing it and they form their own opinion on it. I'm just like, yo, if you out there saying you don't care about the game, you're going to boycott the game. Boycotting the game means not looking up anything about it and you're not talking about it. It doesn't mean coming on here and buying the game and talking about it or watching all the videos and doing videos about it. Like, oh God, have y'all ever seen me this heated? I don't think y'all have ever seen me this heated, but I have a smile on my face the whole time. So I don't know if that means I'm psychotic. I almost always miss console lifespans because I'm cheap and wait for price drops. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, like, I don't know how people be buying all the systems, like at launch. You know, like this generation, I didn't buy my PS4 until like No, it wasn't 6 months. It was like 4 or 5 months after it came out. The Switch, I bought it like 8 months after it came out, which is very rare for me because I don't buy systems like within the first like year usually. Like my Xbox, I didn't buy it until the end of the generation, which is crazy. Sometimes games do inject politics, but not everything is liberal shoving. Exactly, that's the point. Like, it exists the way everything else does in life, you know? You got to take it on a case-by-case basis. But for people to make this blanket assertion that everything is becoming political and games were never political, I'm just like, how old are you? Anyway. Okay. $4.99 super chat. Okay, wait, no. We have a $5 super chat from Roosevelt. Do you know any good laptops to get for gaming or work? Mine broke 2 weeks into the quarantine. Really need a new one, but sadly the price is. Well, if I'm being 100% honest with you, bro, I'm not the best person to talk to when it comes to gaming laptops like that because I don't do any research on gaming laptops. If I'm just being honest, I don't think gaming laptops are a great recommendation. First off, in terms of performance, you're paying for the portability aspect. You're not really paying for the specs that exist. And if I'm just being 100% honest, I know this is fanboyism probably. The amount of people I've seen who have had gaming laptops in the past couple of years, those laptops ended up crapping out on them at some point or another, and they ended up either switching to a desktop or they just foregoed gaming on laptops completely and just got themselves a regular work desktop. Because gaming laptops, they're just, yeah, they work, but do you really want to pay like $1,000 to get the performance? Like, not, and the performance isn't even worth $1,000. Like, if you want to do gaming on the go, just get a Switch. If you want to play games, and if you have to literally dock your laptop in order to play games, you might as well get a desktop. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can take it with you and you can work on stuff. And, if you want to play games, you can. But realistically, how much time are you really going to be doing that? Like, yeah, I'm sorry. That's just me, but this is just my honest thoughts, you know? Gaming laptops, they don't seem that viable. You know, I don't see people buying gaming laptops like that. Like, I see it, but not really, you know? Especially if you're spending over $1,000 on a gaming laptop. First off, I thought only people who spent $1,000 on MacBooks, I thought they were stupid. What happened? Meanwhile, these people have their gaming laptops. That shit is crapped out on them already. I still got my 5-year-old MacBook running strong, man. I would just, if you're gonna spend over $1,000 on a laptop that can game, get a desktop or get a nice work laptop for like $500 and then get a Switch. Like, it's just, yeah. All right. $4.99 super chat from Jordy Universe. What would you say is a great desktop brand for gaming? Well, to be honest, I've been using PowerSpec for the past couple days, and I really do like that. But there's so many great brands out there that I've seen that do pre-built machines. So you can go to Exotic PC. Dude, there's so many of them, so many. But the one I can stand by is PowerSpec PC because of just the quality I'm getting out of it. It's really good. Hey, we got Pierre in the chat, the young chef. What up, bro? $5 super chat. What are your top 10 PC games? And I finally started 4K PC gaming, by the way. Ooh, big baller in the chat. Hey, look at you. Well, the thing with me and PC games is I don't play a lot of PC exclusive games. Like, I don't play Dota. I don't play StarCraft. I don't play things like that. So I would have to say my top 10 PC games. Left 4 Dead 2. That's just my number one. I've played that game for so many hours, man. It's one of my favorite PC games because of all the mods. And I just wish they would make a Left 4 Dead 3. That's it. So I would say Left 4 Dead 2. Let's see. What else? All of the Bethesda games run great on PC. And the mods that come with them, they're fun. But for me, a top 10 PC game is probably just because of like all the mods that you can do. Because the PC and consoles get a lot of the same games. And more often than not, if something is a great PC game, 9 times out of 10, it's on consoles too. You know? So it's kind of weird. Like, I see top 10 PC game lists, and it's always like Dota, StarCraft, and then games of similar ilk, you know? But that's just me, you know? Let's see. Yo, I've been on a rant today. Oh, my God. I know I pissed off somebody. Let's see. Yo, I'm looking at Jarrell's comment again. I'm dead. He really said, takes so much time to make a 7-minute video about an article from IGN. I can't, bro. That's just, yo, Jarrell's coming for blood tonight, y'all. That shit was too funny, man. I don't even think you intended it to be funny. Chris, I need my time to unwind and play games with you. Yes, we do, Gabe. As soon as my computer wants to download stuff. Hey Neo, are you still going to be being under quarantine when all the stores start opening back up? Well, we're not going to open up officially like 100%, at least for a few weeks. Like right now, we just opened up construction and curbside retail pickup. So with any luck, if things go according to plan, maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we start opening up salons and barbershops. And then after that, restaurants at limited capacity and things like that. But I'm still going to be practicing the same social distancing and cleanliness and all that stuff. I'm going to wait before I go back to the gym. I know a lot of people are just going to rush back in there, but yo, I don't care how clean that shit's going to be. Everyone is going to be exposed after not being in contact with people for months, and shit is going to happen. You know, I'm just going to wait. But yeah. Neo speaking Fat Joe size facts. Hey, there we go. I was just listening to, y'all know All I Do Is Win. I love the remix of that song so much. And then Fat Joe, yeah, because he's on the remix. Your wife, she is screaming, shouting, slow down, Joe, you killing me. Beat it like a fast pipe. Mommy, I'm a rude boy. You just hit the Powerball. Every day a new toy. Nigga is a stick up. A motherfucking robbery. I can rap everybody's verse on that song verbatim. I love that song so much. It's such a hype song, man. It seriously is. Same about the DBZ community, to be honest. Yo, I don't really be watching people in the DBZ community like that. I watch a few, but not really. Did you further your education past high school or immediately start working? I furthered my education. Yo, honestly, that's how it is. You just gotta be yourself. You gotta be authentic. And that's how it is. And honestly, what Jarrell was saying, because I thought we were still talking about the whole reactioners and all that. But yeah, when it comes to relationships, you gotta be upfront with your boundaries and expectations. Don't put her on a pedestal. Exactly. Oh, there we go. Let's talk about that for a second. Men, right? We talking some real shit right now. Don't give everything of your entire life to a woman, right? Until you are married to her and you have kids and all that stuff, focus on yourself, your purpose, your passion, everything about that, right? Don't live, like, just in general, how you shouldn't be living for somebody else. You got to still be your own self in a relationship. I see too many dudes out here who just, it's like they get into a relationship and they lose all drive and all motivation. I'm just like, I can't relate. I cannot relate at all. Yeah, the first Mass Effect did not. That's a great comparison. Yeah, Devil May Cry 1 was good, but did not age well, similar to the first Mass Effect. Yeah. The Order 1880. I'm waiting for. Jarrell, I'm waiting. They're going to come out here in a few years, say something like Order 1886. Why it was an underrated cult classic. Man, it's like Final Fantasy 12. Everybody shat on that game when it came out, but now it's an underrated gem. It's just y'all just selective outrage, revisionist history. Oh, I was always a fan of it. No, you weren't. Like, let's be real about life. Come on. Favorite Kingdom Hearts game? Kingdom Hearts Dos. Sorry I'm late. Hey, no worries, man. We've been going for 3 hours. It's all good. Do you have Sakura Wars? No, I don't. Is a hot dog a sandwich? I would think so. What's up, Neo Game Spark? Just coming in the chat. What's your favorite Nintendo Switch game? And do you think a Switch Pro is coming soon because next gen's on the horizon? My favorite Nintendo Switch game. I would say Fire Emblem Three Houses. And I do believe a Switch Pro is coming at some point. I think probably 2021, though. I don't think they want to release a new one this year. Oh, snap. Danix with the facts. Sony has more crossplay games than Microsoft and Nintendo consoles combined. But they're not true crossplay games. You know, see, don't come in here with them facts, Danix. They don't like that. Do you think Netflix will ever be on Switch? I'm still surprised it isn't. Hulu's on the Switch. HBO is on Roku. Who's saying that Roku doesn't? No, Roku doesn't have HBO Max. I don't think they've updated yet. The only time I've seen Uhita was Persona 5 being delayed for the 90. It was, first off, sorry, they didn't delay it 94 times. They delayed it 88 times. Get your facts right, Avanti. I've seen Uhita plenty of times. What game? We ain't really been like, man. Hey, Jarrell with the $2 super chat. I'm from Texas, Neo. We always going. Hey, man, that's how it is, brother. That's why I love coming down to Texas. Everybody is real down there. That's how it is. Y'all are either really nice or you just tell it straight up. That's how it is. I love it. Ooh, and then we have a 55 Norwegian Krona super chat from Mohammed. Ever played Genji Days of Blade? What do you think of it? I thought it was pretty cool. That's honestly what it is. Like, I would love for it to make a comeback. Hold on, my phone's blowing up. But yeah, Genji, it was cool. I mean, it was like, I'm not going to say it was the best game in the world, but it was like one of those games where, again, I like it, and I think it could be really interesting if they come out with a proper sequel, you know? So if they come out with a reboot of it, I'd be like, hey, yo, let's get it. Like, there's a lot of games. Like, I know everybody, like, they want reboots and remakes of classic games that are already good. I agree, but I think we need to like remake a lot of games that weren't necessarily they had a vision, but they just couldn't achieve it at the time, if that makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, I just man, like if you game on a laptop, that shit is gonna die. It's like the same battery life as a Switch. I just got one because I live in a room. Don't have the money for a rig that I wanted. Well, that's the thing though. It's like even if you don't have the money for the rig you want, the money that you would put into getting a gaming laptop that can actually game, you could get a really good gaming PC. It's not going to run games at like 4K, but you can definitely run games. How was the cable management on the power spec? Actually, really good. I ain't got no crazy wires sticking out. You know, it's very sleek. It's very sleek. Very sleek. Good management. Yes, I am getting Xenoblade on Friday, but it's not going to be here till Tuesday because of the Amazon shipping. Currently making my way through Ni no Kuni on the Switch. Did you play it? I played it on the PS3. It was okay. That was one of the games I was really excited for, actually, and I wanted it to be really good, but I wasn't a big fan of the gameplay itself. The battle system, I didn't like it. I love the aesthetic and the visuals and everything, but the battle system, not so much. We got a game to cover your Left 4 Dead withdrawals. That's true, Gabe. Once it downloads. I mean, if you want to get a gaming laptop and, you know, if it's more convenient for your life, then by all means go for it. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do that, but realistically, long term, I don't feel like it's that great of a purchase. But again, it comes down to you, honestly. Do you actually wash your hands for 20 seconds? Well, I've always washed my hands for a long time. I've always done that, period. So for me, this wasn't like a big deal. Who's spending $3,000 on a gaming PC? I have never, like, people will buy a PC, and then after that, it's just extra shit that they be buying, you know? Like, you can get a really good gaming rig. Like, I don't know what people are spending all that money for. That's, like, the average person I know, like, average. I'm talking average person, Joe Schmo. They could buy a gaming PC for, like, $800 and be fine. That's it. Most people spend anywhere from, like, $7,000 to $1,000. That's the average person, you know? And you could run games really well. I'm talking like 60 frames up, 1440p, some 4K. Do you still play a 3DS? If so, what games do you recommend? I have not touched my 3DS since I bought the Switch, but some of my favorite games that I played on it, I loved all the Ace Attorney stuff. Shoot, what else do I have over here? Damn, it's really just Ace Attorney. I didn't really play too much of the Pokemon stuff on there, and if I'm being like, it's just what else? Hold on. Ace Attorney, the Dragon Quest games. Like, I didn't play the 3DS that much. I have like Ace Attorney, Dragon Quest games, Shin Megami Tensei 4, a couple other things. The other Shin Megami Tensei games they put on it. I didn't play it as much as my regular DS. The DS I played everything on. All right, we're almost at the end. Ooh, a 22 Norwegian Krona super chat from Mohammed. Fan of the Mafia games. Well, I played Mafia 2 when it came out. I really enjoyed that. Thought it was a lot of fun. Good story. Did not play Mafia 3. I heard I wasn't really missing out on much. So there's that. I am excited for the Mafia 1 remake. So, yeah. Ooh, a $1.99 super chat from Jordy. Favorite Keyblade? I love Leon's, the Keyblade he gives you in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think it was Kingdom Hearts 2. What was it called? Let me look it up. I just thought it was so dope looking. Just type in the Leon Keyblade. What was it called? Was it Lionheart? No, Lionheart was Kingdom Hearts 1. Or Sleeping Lion. There we go. Sleeping Lion. I always thought that Keyblade was cool. Okay. We're almost at the bottom, y'all. We got this. We're almost there, y'all. Did I used to watch Etika back in the day? I would watch an Etika video every now and then, not as much as most. And I thought he was cool. You know, everyone I know is like, if I've seen a video from you and I like it, oh, you cool. That's it. I wasn't like one of his biggest fans out there, but his death really did. It really did hit, because it's strange, because when you're watching a YouTuber that you interact with on the daily and then you find out that they passed away, it hits differently than if you're watching like someone who's so much farther away in like Hollywood and all that. It's so weird. But his death definitely did hit. How dare you badmouth Nintendo like that, Neo? Nintendo can do no wrong. Their games are about fun. Yo, man. Could you imagine being a Nintendo fan during the Wii U days? Those were rough. Yeah, you can get... Bro, my PC was pre-built. It's got, you know, really, really good parts in it. I agree. Don't give everything. I've made the hugest mistake in my life by moving in with a woman across state and ruining my life for a couple years and set myself far. Well, you know what the thing is, Gabe? That really does suck. It's terrible. But, you know, you've become such a better person since then that it's just one of those steps that you take in life. And it teaches you a lot of things along the way. You know, I know a lot of people hate the phrase everything is a learning experience, but it is. Sometimes we think we know things and it ends up not being so. And yeah, it's a learning experience and it sucks and it hurts, but we become better people for it. And we can instill those values into other people so they don't necessarily make the same mistakes. Oh, we have a $2 super chat from Grant. We need to talk about George Floyd. Rest in peace. I mean, I talk about politics on here, but that's just a little too much for me right now. That, you know, because it's easy when we talk about jokes about Trump and Republicans and Democrats and all that stuff, but that is kind of where I draw the line. Well, not necessarily. No. With Final Fantasy 12, that's different. Because a lot of people over here say it's not because of the turbo mode that made the Zodiac Age so much better in comparison. We got people coming out here saying that Final Fantasy 12 was actually a really good game now, when nobody was saying that back then. The vast majority of people were not saying about Final Fantasy 12. They just became a fan when the Zodiac Age came out, and they're just like, yo, this is a really dope game. Like, nah, fam, I ain't trying to hear that. Yeah, Texas do stay real. I love Texas. I love my Texas people. I don't understand the need for Netflix on Switch. Well, Netflix, I mean, it's on every other console and platform that exists, you know? So it should be on the Switch. It's not like I'm going to lose sleep over it not being on the Switch, but YouTube is on the Switch. Hulu's on the Switch, so why not Netflix? How was Astral Chain? I'm thinking about copying. I still have it in the package over here. Haven't touched it. Neo, I got a Whataburger near me. That's a 3-minute walk. Lucky you. I wish I had a Whataburger. Actually, I don't wish I had a Whataburger up here because it wouldn't be the same. Because we got Chick-fil-A up here a few years ago, and it's not the same, y'all. I'm sorry. Chick-fil-A in New York is not the same as Chick-fil-A down south. Parasite Eve would hit as a remake. Yes, it would. Ever since I started going to the gym, women just want me for my BBC. I feel violated and gross. You know, that's, people can assume that's a joke comment, but it's actually true. You know, once you start focusing on yourself and grooming and working out and looking nice, you know, first off, you're going to have more dudes compliment you than anything else. So just be warned about that. But, you know, when women be horny as fuck too. They just be wanting, they're called dick appointments for a reason. So be careful. Don't be taken advantage of. I know it feels nice that, oh yeah, women, yeah, they really want to fuck me and everything, but it's like, bro, they just want you to satisfy a need just like anybody else. Maybe the guy that they wanted to have sex with is not available, so you just, come on. I was waiting for you to get heated on Shin Megami Tensei 5 being delayed. Well, I mean, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is not really delayed. They never gave a release date. It's just not been talked about. It was just announced way too early, so I can't really get that angry at it. But really, it's been like 3.5 years since they showed that off. I can't believe it. Damn, how are we like 3 hours in and we're still gaining viewers. That's crazy. Shout out to y'all. Well, I've been angry. Like, I've done angry rants, but they've never been like so heated. Cause I'm not that type of person. For me to get angry about something, none of this gaming shit right here, none of the shit that we talk about, even if it's something that I'm appalled at, like let's say, like anything a director says or all that stuff doesn't that can't really make me angry, which is why I think it's ironic when you see all the people out there raging over everything. I'm like, nah, fam, this shit is just jokes. I mean, I'll get pissed off. Like with Final Fantasy 15, I went back and I rewatched my rant. I wasn't as angry as I thought I was. I thought I would be like, damn. But I was just like, yo, bullshit. This is bullshit. That's not me being angry. Me being angry, y'all ain't see that on camera because I don't. For me, there's nothing that happens in like this gaming scene or anime or manga that can really make me angry, like cause my blood to boil. Like I was pissed off at like the DCEU and all that, but it's not to make me be, you know, it's weird. I think y'all know what I'm talking about though. Oh, we got some super chats here. All right. Mohammed with the 55 Norwegian krona. Shout out to you, homie. Last one for the day. It's 5:30 in the morning here. Continue the great content. Stay safe. Much love to you and the rest of the community. Well, thank you, Mohammed, as always. Thank you for all your donations. Thank you for your presence and being here. You know, it's always a pleasure. I do love like this little community that we've all grown over the past week or so, which is so crazy. It's like the past week, but we've all gotten closer in a weird way, as crazy as that sounds. So shout out to you, Mohammed. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you on the next stream, man. Take care. All right. Let's see. I would look up the average life expectancy of a gaming laptop. It's not very good to get the performance you want. You have to plug them in, and even then it's not crazy for the price point. See, that's what I'm saying, Gabe. It's just not worth it. It's like when the Switch came out, people were saying, well, I could just get a gaming laptop. Bro, you going to spend over $1,000? For what? You know? That thing is going to be overheating in your lap. Oh, man. Let's see. What else? I enjoyed Astral Chain, but not as much as I wanted to because of the weird controls. It was unique, though. I wouldn't skip out on it. Ah. Hello, Rescue Squad. Welcome to the stream. Mafia 3's story was fire. Gameplay was repetitive. Damn, what? That's depressing. If they put it on Xbox Game Pass, I'll probably get it. Grant, you didn't have to retract the message, man. It didn't offend me, bro. Don't worry about that. So if you want to ask another question, just DM me on Facebook and I'll answer it. But you didn't have to retract it, bro. Final Fantasy 12 was damn good back then too. It was aight. It was aight. Like it's cool. Have I seen the 2019 Fruits Basket anime? Yes, I've seen most of the first season. I need to catch up with the new stuff, but it's very good. I'm very glad they did it. My sister is actually watching it too, and this is one of her. I think this is one of her first. Because she's getting to simuldubs right now, and she's just like, "Why don't they do more of these?" And I'm like, "They do more simuldubs, but it's just not for every series." And she's like, "Damn," because she was so impressed at the quality of a lot of the recent simuldubs. And she was wondering if it's like this consistent across the board, because I think one of the first ones she saw, they started from like halfway in the anime. I don't know what series she's talking about. And she said the quality wasn't as great. So she asked if they go back and they do redub it for the home media release. And I said, yeah, they usually do that. I'm interested to see what anime she was watching where they started halfway through. Zodiac Age is proof that job classes make everything better. Yeah, I do like job classes a lot. I feel like this whole game is underrated now and was overhated. Stigma is really prevalent within the Pokemon community. Pokemon community needs to make up their goddamn mind on what games they like and what they hate. Because every day it's something different. With the exception of Pokemon Emerald and Platinum, because they're like the two kings. I love the original Fruits Basket, especially the dub. Oh, yeah. That dub was amazing. Chris, come here. We got In-N-Out and Whataburger. Yo, y'all got the best of both worlds. I really do need to take a trip there, bro. Where you live out in Arizona, right? We need some El Pollo Loco. Hey, shout out to the homie Randy. What's up, brother? We need some El Pollo Loco out here in New York. Yo, I know, but we got a lot of nice spots too. While we don't have too many chains, we got all these Dominican food spots, bro. Spent 60 on Astral Chain and I felt kind of disappointed. Felt a lot of rinse and repeat throughout the game. Very simple gameplay loop. Oh, man. Neo, can I get your autograph? LOL, Dal ever get to see you in person? So I'm in Texas. Bro, like, okay, I need to tell y'all a story. I need to get some water first for the story. I'll be right back. All right. I finished this entire liter bottle of seltzer throughout this stream, and I'm on my second one. Yo, this is a hydration check. I want y'all to take some water. Drink some water. Y'all better go ahead and drink that water. Stay hydrated. Okay. So, this question. All right, yo. I run into so many people every single time I go down to Texas, right? So, the last time I was in Texas was 2018. And I was at the airport. I was at JFK, getting ready to board my flight, and someone was just like staring at me. And if you're a YouTuber or anyone just who has some type of a following, you get into this all the time. There are people who are like staring at you a different way than someone who's staring at you just regularly, you know? This guy was just staring at me, and I was like, the fuck? And I was like, oh, wait. I think he might be a subscriber or something. And then he came up to me. He's like, excuse me, are you? And I said, yes. And he's like, oh my God. Like, it's just so funny. Like, I just like, yes, that is I. But yeah, so I ran into a subscriber on my way to Dallas. It was so weird. We were on the same flight, you know? So I ran into a subscriber there, went to Dallas, and then I went to Walmart because I had to pick up some toiletries and like toothpaste and all that shit. I ran into a subscriber who worked at Walmart in Dallas. I was like, what the hell? This shit is crazy. So every time I go to Dallas, I always run into somebody. Like, I have a lot of people in Dallas who fuck with me. So that's something I do notice a lot. So you never know, bro. I don't know what part of Texas you live in, whether it's like Houston or San Antonio or maybe somewhere out in the boonies, but you never know, man. Never say never. Do you watch Dashi? No. Final Fantasy 15 is still a mess to me. Yikes. Yes, it is a mess. But you want to know what's going to happen in a few years? We're going to get these video essays on why Final Fantasy 15 is a beautiful mess and we were just too stupid to understand it at the time. It's going to happen. Trust me, and I will make a video when this happens. Quote me on this. Quote me. Timestamp it. 3 hours, 2 minutes, 38 seconds. This is going to happen. Yeah, Nintendo is being Nintendo. Y'all know this. Final Fantasy 15. No, Final Fantasy 15 didn't have no story. They just wanted you to care about the story. Top 5 Switch games. Let's see. I'm not in order, but Breath of the Wild is one of my favorites. It became one of my favorites. Is ironic. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Even though I only have like 20 hours in, Dragon Quest 11S. That's one of my faves. Best streams. Thank you. Neo, I based my name on Blaster Master. What video game franchise do you enjoy the most? Do I enjoy the most? Like, in general? Like, I can always play a game and have fun with it? Ooh. That's tough. There's a lot of great gaming series out there. Like, I love the Yakuza games. I love God of War. I love Persona. You know, I love Final Fantasy games, you know, whether they're classic or whether they're, you know, some of the newer ones. Not all of the newer ones recently. Dude, there's so much. Like, I love BioShock. I love Ace Attorney. You know, like a lot of, like, just like what, Super Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, you know, Jack and Daxter. So much shit, like Gears of War, Halo. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know. I don't really have like a favorite where it's just I enjoy it more than everything else, you know, because my favorite game of the generation is The Witcher 3. I love it, but that doesn't mean that I enjoy the Witcher franchise more than something like Yakuza, you know. It's just, yeah. I know I don't give like the exact answer people want. How's the gym been treating you? I heard someone talking about it and BBC. Yeah, imagine you coming into the stream and it's like BBC. What? I mean, not being able to work out for the past 2.5 months has been kind of rough, but you know, I got over it after the first 2 weeks. Just doing at-home workouts, nothing crazy. That's just it. You know, you just accept it as a fact of life. You're not going to be able to work out as much as you want. Being able to work out and train is a privilege that I don't think a lot of people realize. You know, like I saw a lot of these gym rats on Instagram going and like working out at gyms at night, and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Y'all are you identify yourself as someone who works out instead of somebody who works out for health. That's literally your whole identity. You are obsessed with this to the point where you need to do that. It's like, bro, lay off the steroids, seriously. I'm looking for some new PS4 games. I'm kind of new to the PS4. I've played God of War, Fallen Order, and Uncharted 4. Any suggestions, guys? Honestly, it depends on your palette. So I see you have a couple of like high octane action adventure games. Let's see. So I'd recommend Spider-Man. I think it's a very nice action-packed game. Other than that, ooh, dude, there's so many games to play. So I can only recommend you some of my personal favorites that I think are all around great games that you will get enjoyment out of. And if you don't like them, they're not for you. So Persona 5, it's an RPG, Japanese RPG. So, you know, I don't know if you ever played a JRPG before, but they are very long-winded in terms of like establishing the lore and the characters in the world. There's a lot of talking that are in them. But the game itself is very fun. You get invested in the cast of characters. It's such a great experience. And, you know, if it's for you, I think you'll love it. The Yakuza series is one that's also very action-packed, high-octane. But at the same time, it's very weird and wacky and so Japanese in a lot of ways. There's a lot. Maybe check out the Souls series. So like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and even games of similar ilk such as Nioh, Sekiro, things like that. Because those games, you know, if you love just tough, challenging boss fights where the sense of reward and accomplishment that comes with them, it cannot be matched. Seriously, and I think you'll like them. Let's late night TED Talk. Yeah, this is basically what it is. We're getting into the final stretch of things right now with the stream, y'all, because I'm almost at the end. Let's see. Does the dub have the old cast? They do. They do have the old cast, but it's not every single person because they couldn't get everybody back because some people have retired for voice acting. But they have literally the vast majority. So Laura Bailey came back as Toru. Jerry Jewell came back as Kyo. Eric Vale. Basically, if they're still working today at Funimation, there's a high chance they came back, like 99%. But there are some people who just either chose not to come back or they just retired from voice acting. No, you don't have to play the other Persona games. That's the one thing I do like about Persona and Final Fantasy. They're series where you can jump into any numbered entry and not have to know about any games that came before. Same thing for the Tales series too. All right. Salazar. Hey, Neo. How you doing tonight? Hope all is well with you. Thank you, Salazar. Hope all is well with you too, man. I'm doing good. We're on 3 hours of this stream, close to 3.5 hours. Winding down. Yeah, like next time I'm in the Dallas area, I'll let y'all know. We can hit up Round 1 or that. I think Round 1 is the name of the arcade place. I think it's in Arlington. I've been to Dallas. I've been to Midlothian. I've been to a lot of the places around the Dallas area. I've been to San Antonio. I need to hit up Houston. I really need to hit up Houston. I got a bunch of people in each town. Some cool cats. I've been to Fort Worth. Austin, not yet. I need to. Texas is such a big state, bro. Ironically, I say that New York is a pretty big state too. Like, there's a whole section of New York that most people don't even know exists. A lot of people think New York City and the 5 boroughs is all of New York State, and I'm just like, it's this big. Whereas the rest of New York State is so freaking massive. I remember you said Final Fantasy 7 is your favorite Final Fantasy game. I like the first 5 too much, and they all get no credit on like 7 up to 10. Well, 7's not my favorite Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 9 is my favorite Final Fantasy alongside 6. I really do enjoy 7. It's a great game. But the reason the first 5 or so don't get a lot of credit is because, first off, they're really old. And second, Square Enix has not done the best of jobs re-releasing those games by comparison to Final Fantasy 7 and all the most recent ones like on the PS2 and PS1. So that's the reason why it's a lot of people who really haven't played them. I mean, if they wanted to play them, like they have the smartphone ports and everything, but for a lot of people it's just too far back to go, which I know is criminal and it sucks, and you should broaden your horizons to gaming stuff, but that's honestly the reason why they don't get a lot of credit. Are you excited for Catherine Full Body on the Switch? I'm holding off until the demo. I mean, I'm excited for it to be on the Switch, but I'm probably not going to pick it up because I didn't get it on the PS4. And I always said I'll probably wait for the Switch version, but I just have too much stuff to really warrant buying games right now. So I'll probably wait for it to get on sale. Favorite English dub of anime? Ooh. I'm going to throw out a couple. Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I really love the Dragon Ball Z Kai dub. Ghost Stories is one of the best dubs out there. What else? Yu Yu Hakusho. I know it wasn't 100% accurate, but it was still dope. Fruits Basket. Again, same thing. Not 100% accurate, but still dope. And the new one's pretty good too. Hey, see, exactly. See, the world's pretty small. So next time I'm in Houston, you live in Katy or Caddy, whatever it's called. It's right there. There you go. You got to hit up H-Town. Oh, we have a $10 super chat from Grant. Thoughts on can't speak. Thoughts on Demon Slayer, Black Clover, Vinland Saga, Dr. Stone. Ooh, that's a lot, bro. Demon Slayer, Black Clover. I'll start from here. Demon Slayer. I have yet to see it, but now that it's ended, I'll probably catch up on everything. I heard the ending was pretty mid. Black Clover, have not seen that yet. Vinland Saga. I believe it was Asbel donated for me to start that, so I added it to my queue. Dr. Stone, haven't seen it. Tower of God, haven't seen it. Castlevania Season 3, haven't seen it. Haven't seen the Dragon Quest Dai anime. Thoughts on Samurai 8 Kishi's new cyborg space manga and anime being canned? Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, no, that one, yeah, I know about that. First I was thinking, wait, what is this? But to answer your question about Kishi's manga being canceled, well, I haven't read it, so I can't really say about the quality of it. All I know is it was not making a lot of noise. A lot of people weren't really talking about it like that, which is very rare considering, Masashi Kishimoto. It's the guy who made Naruto. So you would think, hey, this will be a big deal. I guess it wasn't. So, yeah, there's just a lot of series that I got to catch up on. But thank you for the super chat, John. Thank you for the super chat, Grant. I appreciate it. There we go. And it's officially midnight, y'all. So I think it's about time for us to wrap up this stream. I know I didn't give an exact time of when I would go to, but I think midnight is about right. We've been going for almost 3.5 hours. But yeah, were there any last minute questions? Let me see. Just binged Avatar: The Last Airbender, Big Flames. Amen to that. There you go. Everybody wants me to just have a whole world tour. You got to go here. You got to go there. Yo, I wish. That would be the plan. That would be the long-term plan. But, yes, y'all. So comes the end of the stream. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the super chatters. Shout out to all the regular peoples. Everyone, I got love for all y'all. There's no distinction on who's better, who has more relevance. It's nothing like that with me. We had a really consistent group of people watching. I think it always hovered around the same range, which is awesome. This is great for viewer retention. If you were one of the people who were here since the very beginning, which I think it's the vast majority of y'all, y'all have literally been here for 3 hours straight. That is really dope. I appreciate it. What do I got planned in the future? Well, tomorrow I'm not gonna be streaming, just taking that day off, and I'll be back Friday. But I'm gonna be on Mixer streaming Banjo-Kazooie. That's what Grant requested I play. So follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/NeoGameSpark. I'm going to be creating my Mixer account, and I'll just tweet out the link there. In addition, I just want to pimp out the Discord one last time. This is our personal Discord that we're going to be using for the channel. It's called the Phantom Weirdos. There's going to be a link down below in the video description. As you can see here, we have a couple of people already there who have joined, which is dope. And here Gabe is doing his great mod stuff by posting that I'm live. So thank you to Gabe. I really do appreciate that, bro. And yeah, we have a lot of people just talking about general stuff like, you know, Henry Cavill in Man of Steel, which I got to catch up on here. And yeah, like we have a group dedicated for backlog brigades, you know, talking about games we completed, you know, anime and manga. And then we have a spoiler chat right here. But yeah, this is essentially the Discord chat. There's a couple of things, like I said, I have to improve upon and update. So it's going to be changing over the next week or so. But if you're interested in joining, the link down below in the video description will take you there. And yeah, that's everything I've got to report. Ooh, Asbel Lant with the last minute $4.99 super chat. Take my money. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. And yo, everybody, you know, be well, stay safe. I really do love this little community of people that we've grown over the past week, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So for me to you for now, my name is NGS, and like always, I catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one. And I've noticed something about Streamlabs is whenever I end it, it always ends prematurely. So I wanted to make sure I get my intro out before I close it. If anything, I should probably just have like a black screen here so it doesn't really end off like that. Oh, there we go.